everybody, and welcome to the exciting last day, day 3 of House Rivalry's Nations Division. It is the final day. It is going to be Brussels Brawlers versus Stockholm Silverhands, followed by the Oslo Knights and the Amsterdam Totems. But first, I'm Bemmy. That's me.
And I'm Bills.
Yeah, and this is Bills. Join me. How you doing, Bills?
Oh, I'm excited. It's the third day. We're going to get to see everyone separated. Obviously, first round of Swiss, there's going to be everyone tied for first and then everyone tied for last by the end of today. But we got the last two matches, right? Brussels Brawlers versus Stockholm Silverhands, followed by Oslo Knights and Amsterdam Totems. We've seen some close series, especially in the first day. Bunch of 2-3s.
Yeah, really close stuff. Almost, I think it was a reverse sweep, both of them. So that was pretty exciting to see. Really great stuff to turn around. Or actually, I think the first one was a almost reverse sweep, and then the second one was. It was very interesting. Like the first week was really cool. We saw a lot of interesting decks brought in. A lot of people really expecting a lot of aggro lineups throughout the week, but they weren't able to get the results that they wanted. So we had a lot of like very uniquely slowed matches, quest druids trying to find results, and like it was weird. I never expected this, but like the 3-0 that we had with Vienna was a 3-0 against Paris with a quest druid. It like smashed the entire field, which is so interesting.
Yeah. And it's been cool to see. I would say that Quest Druid has been one of the early winners after the round of nerfs. Obviously, Control Warrior taking a hit with the nerf to Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
Mage taking a hit with the Luna's Pocket Galaxy, Conjurer's Calling. And Combo Priest with the extra arms nerf. It does seem like after everything has started to settle down, some of the big winners have been Quest Druid, like you were talking about. This week, we have a Highlander Hunter coming in. That seems like it's been, at least on the North American servers. I can't comment as accurately on the European servers.
It's HS Deck Viewer. People get inspired everywhere. It's an international thing. But in all seriousness, though, yeah, it's interesting. But I think like with Quest Druid, it allows you a lot of certain like options. So it's like you can just we saw a lot of modifications. We saw it from Nami to like we saw one time Malagos. Do you remember that Malagos Druid? That was so interesting.
My gosh. So I played that on ladder yesterday.
How did that go?
Not great.
Okay.
But I kept running into aggressive matchups, and I just kept barely not.
It's
like Murloc Shaman would just run me over. I would almost stabilize, and then I would die. But I did successfully get to combo somebody, and it felt amazing.
Well, speaking of Druid, we're not seeing that.
We only have the one. Yeah, only Brussels is bringing the Quest Druid.
Yeah, but right now we're going to go ahead and jump into the game, and we're going to actually see Priest coming in from Brussels versus
Highlander Hunter.
Yeah, I guess it's Highlander Hunter. I really didn't get a chance to fully read the decks, but it looks like that's the case. I thought it was maybe mid-range, but then I didn't see Scavenging Hyena, because it's like it's got so much stuff. It's got a lot of focus on like death rattles, along with also spells, because they got the Zul Jin at the end. But like already off the bat, looking at the mulligan, it looks like it's going to be fine whatever it is, because they got the Secret Keeper.
Yeah, Secret Keeper on one. One of the things that can be tough to do when you are playing... So for anyone who's new to Hearthstone, Highlander just means there's only one copy of every card in the deck, and it allows you certain rewards, specifically Dino Tamer Bran and Zephyrus the Great, neither of which we see in the hand right now. But there's only one copy of every card, which can make the decks feel very flexible, but can also make them feel very inconsistent, unless you can find a lot of redundant effects that
or a lot
of
draw power as well.
Different cards, yes, a lot of draw can help with that as well.
I don't know if they're running the Subject 9, but I would assume with a deck like this, you would want to run the Subject 9, which is how many... No, they're not running it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going very light on secrets with only a Snake Trap and a Snipe.
Interesting.
Freezing Trap and Explosive Trap. Okay. Huh. But yeah, I guess they decided they do have the Masked Contender, a slight nod to how many secrets they're running. But yeah, I guess they just didn't expect Subject 9 to be able to rip them that power 3+ draw that you hope for, especially.
I guess it makes sense if you're only running singles of each deck. It's not really that important to draw your secrets. So there you go. But either way, at the moment, this is going to be a good setup for the Priest as well. This is where things can sort of start slowly spiraling out of control, potentially. Maybe with Brimming Sidekick. Or Beaming Sidekick, not Brimming.
Yeah, we see a lot of health reinforcement already in the hand. Hero power to heal this injured Tolvir, and then like you were saying, the beaming sidekick, power word shield, divine spirit, all usual suspects of getting comboed out of the game. So the hunter is going to go ahead and just very aggressively make sure that every creature he can take off the board, Stockholm will try to take off the board.
And also make sure that Light Warden doesn't get any kind of attack buffs, because that can, a hunter can deal with tall minions, it can't deal with wide boards. So I think it was probably just an understanding of like, okay, well, this is probably plan B, the Light Warden, and plan A was going to be that taunt. So we want to get that out of the way as quick as we can, so that way we don't really deal with any of the conflictions of getting a really terribly powerful minion. Because Power Word Shield gets the Psycho Pump, so that's going to be pretty good. Maybe even turn 4.
Yeah, right now the only thing in the death pool is that injured Tolvir, and he doesn't injure himself when he gets Psycho Pumped back to life.
Yeah, so that might be actually a good way to start building up. They may want to just hold on to it just until they get like potentially like more draws, but I think you don't want to delay it for too long. So I think they're debating if they want to play the Northshire Cleric or not, because they don't want it in the death pool. I think they might just go ahead and like hero power and pass turn, just so that way the death pool is like very light.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all to see them if they could get a draw off this Northshire somehow, and maybe they were thinking about that, like trade and then try to Northshire
but I like
hero
this
power or something. But this seems
power word hero power get 3/3.
Mm-hmm. And it cleared off the Secret Keeper right in time before the first secret has a chance to come down. And now Stockholm has to decide, of the 3 secrets in their hand, Snake, Freezing, or Snipe, which would they like to commit against this incredible... This is one of those super high threat level cards, right? Where if you leave it alone, the Light Warden can eventually start decking you for 9.
Yeah.
you gotta make sure it dies. So they're going to take 3, load up the Snipe, which will, of course, one-shot the Psycho Pomp if it comes down on 4. And they'll be stuck with just a 2/6 to deal with.
Okay, well, with clearing the board and not trying to build up durability and value with the weapon, they're just going to go ahead and just, I guess, kill it off. So it does make sense why they would play the Snipe now.
And it's going to get set off. Yeah, to your point about the bow, it is rough. That's the only bow they have, unless they get one off of Hunter's Pack, which I believe they are running. They are. But yeah, that's it. Their Eagle Horn bow opportunities are gone. So if it comes down to a race or a board control or anything, that tool will never, ever come back.
Yeah. It's a little bit unfortunate. It would have been nice clear, because a lot of the early game, there's only just like 3 to low health minions. So that's going to be interesting. And that is a draw. Do you play it now, though? I guess.
I'm tempted to drop this and the Beaming Sidekick, or High Priest Amit and the Northshire Cleric. I'm leaning Beaming Sidekick. We'll see what they decide. I don't think either one is necessarily bad, but they decided not to try to draw off Northshire earlier. They can't draw off Northshire right now. This would seem to be consistent with what they want to do out of this Northshire Cleric, which is get power draw, because they don't have a ton of gas. Neither does the Hunter, but
I think the Priest has a lot more stuff to go for it, though, with the extra arms. And on top of that, now that they're going wide with the board, the Hunter's going to have a hard time to deal with it, and they can proc the secret with no punishment, pretty much. They could use the Beaming Psychic with it because they have Baton.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Yeah, and they know it's not a snipe. There haven't been any discover effects or created by effects yet. The real question is, so now they're trying to decide what are the chances that this is a freezing trap they're going to hold, because their injured Tolvir would have been frozen. So yeah, they're gonna sit. They don't have to attack into it yet. Oh man, that's not a draw. If High Priest Ahmet was a draw, Azalina Soul Thief is not a draw.
That is quite the opposite of a draw, Bill. That is like literally dropping the anchor on your ship and stopping it, made out of titanium.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is a thing. Should come as no surprise. That can happen to Highlander strategies, Singleton strategies. Is sometimes you draw your deck upside down.
Yeah.
And
it's I honestly don't like Singleton decks, but it's like that's just because it's me, and I like to at least know I get it like a 50-50 chance of getting what I'm trying to get. Gets the topsy-turvy, so now things are looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, and this Beaming Sidekick is going to go ahead and clear out
Save
Freezing
the day.
Trap and go ahead and get replayed. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, so now they're probably debating. It's like, okay, what do they do now? They're trying to figure out how to trigger the snake trap. So I think they're going to go ahead, trade, heal, because they know it's not another freezing trap. And then maybe go for arms?
Yeah, I'd be really tempted in this spot to extra arms my High Priest Amit and just make it untouchable. We're actually going to go ahead and see the Northshire Cleric.
I respect this. I respect it. Because, like, basically, they could potentially go for... They might try to draw for more Divine Spirits, just double the health, topsy-turvy, go for lethal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, that's all they need. They're one Divine Spirit draw off lethal right now, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, gonna go ahead and rebuff the Amit. This is gonna be a 1/11 Northshire Cleric. Northshire Cleric, 1 mana 1/3 draw on heal is already one of the best 1-drops in the game. This 1/11, that's real good. Oh, Bwansamdi coming into the hand.
Yeah.
Very cool. And it looks like we're going to see a Ziliax draw from Stockholm right now. And they are once again stuck with only one card green in their hand. And if they play Ziliax, they don't get to hero power. Obviously, the hero power not super impactful right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Ziliax hit the board. But then the question is, I mean, these 3 snakes aren't doing a whole lot, and they just activate Brussels draw. They can trade all 3 snakes in so that Brussels only gets, 1 draw instead of, potentially ripping a circle of healing and getting multiple draws by letting the beaming sidekick, High Priest Amit, and everybody like run into a snake, drop the big circle, get the big heal, get the big draw. This is a tough spot for Stockholm. This is their brand doesn't come online until next turn. Their Azalina is not that exciting. It's not Azalina feels like one of those cards that's sort of like card 25 to 30, where it's like I can't play duplicates. What's my 25 through 30 card? I feel like Siamat fills that role quite a bit as well, which we also see in the list. Psychopomp coming into hand. This synergizes amazingly well with High Priest Amit. And they play the Ziliax without attacking. So now Brussels has to decide how they would like the combat math to work out.
Well, certainly the ball is in their court. Got another Psychopomp. Things are running a little bit slow. So they're trying to... I think they might just trade. Just go ahead and go for a heal. See what they can do here. Because they're not vying for lethal. They're just pretty much clearing the board. And they're seeing what to draw. There's another Divine Spirit! Oh my gosh! So they clear and that's lethal.
That'll do it. That's going to be 22.
That's 44.
44. I'm doing some math here. 28 minus 44 is negative a billion damage.
Yeah, dead.
So
the equation is dead. There you go.
Yes, 100%. No double backsies, all the way dead.
No takes backsies.
No takes backsies. And that was obviously a very decisive win from the combo priest, but also just...
really unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's just one of the things that you have to accept when you decide that you'd like to run a singleton strategy. Obviously, Dino Tamer Bran is very powerful. Yeah. 7 mana, 2/4, summon King Crush is ridiculous. The downside, of course, being that you have all of those consistency issues that we got to see over the course of that game. They got a couple of secrets early, but then none of their mid-game came in. Volpera Scoundrel, Hyena Alpha, marked shots, even Spellbreaker, right? Stop the High Priest somehow.
I'm trying to think of what they would do with the Revenge of the Wild. That seemed like such a slow card in just the retrospect that it was not a mid-range hunter or the quest hunter. Like it just it doesn't. You don't have Unleash the Hounds right. Unless I'm overlooking it, but like you don't really that's it's not a very practical combo is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but we'll
looks
see.
like. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, and they're of course they're limited to just the one Unleash the Hounds.
Yeah.
But
oh well, moving on. Speaking of OTKs.
Oh man, this is OTK combo Paladin coming in from
race.
And the same combo priest. So combo priest is going to try to kill Paladin before Paladin can draw their entire deck and wombo combo them for 25 to 50, depending on how much they need. And this deck can draw. That OTK Paladin has some of the just most ferocious deck velocity.
Yeah, but we also saw it with the priest too. Is like basically if they draw the mulligan correctly, they're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, and so they were able to navigate without their Circle of Healing. Can you imagine how much draw they would have gotten, to your point, if they had just one of their copies of Circle of Healing?
I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, they would have drawn bananas draw. In fact, Priest can draw so...
Oh, well, there we go. It's literally almost the exact same mulligan that they got. That's so crazy.
Okay, well, this is a start. They have the option for coin, injured Tolvir, Circle of Healing if they want it. I don't expect them to go for it because that's probably unnecessarily...
That's overdoing it.
Like
and you usually only use that when you have the Northshire Cleric.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. When there's injuries and damage done, Bills, there's like no minions on the board right now. So like, give it a few minutes and it'll happen.
That's right.
But definitely okay. So now there's a big question. I think you just dropped the Light Warden right here, but they want to try to build it up, but they don't want to lose a Northshire Cleric. So it's just like, do you just pass turn and not play anything because you could run the risk? But it's like, it's still early into the game, but you don't know what's going down with the Paladin. Maybe they have like a Holy Wrath or whatever.
Yeah,
I think they're running Holy Wrath.
So the light... Oh, we're actually going to see the 1 coin 1 Northshire Cleric and the Light Warden come down. So next turn, Injured Tolvir's Circle of Healing. It's going to draw a card, buff up the Light Warden.
Hammer Wrath, yeah. They do
and Paladin is going to have to wait until turn 4 to use that Hammer of Wrath. And but this aggression is going to begin on turn 2, and these draws are going to begin... Oh, okay. This is a classic OTK Paladin move. Flash of Light just to cycle it. 2 mana draw a card is what that card says, basically.
Pretty much. Start speeding up the process.
All right, let's see it. Injured Tolvir, Circle of Healing. So the real question is, do they want to commit that much? Because like you were saying, this is only going to draw them 1 card, but it also adds 2 damage. The Paladin can heal a lot.
It can.
So they have to decide how much they want to measure out their threats versus, Paladin has a ton of removal. Obviously, stuff like Shrink Ray. Let me make sure they're actually playing Shrink Ray. They are. So they're playing Shrink Ray. They're playing Equality. They're playing Wild Pyromancers. All different kinds of ways to clear the board. There's the High Priest. They have done a fantastic job drawing High Priest at or around turn 4.
This is almost exactly this. I'm like, Bills, are we still on game 1?
This is a savage opening. It's funny. It's gone so well that Brussels Psycho Pomp actually doesn't work yet. They haven't lost anything yet to resurrect.
You're right. So I mean, I guess that's something good for Stockholm, because that means that the deck slows down substantially. Because usually the combo priest is expecting aggressive decks, so it's just like, all right, well, let's start developing threats until you clear this. Oh, look, they're not cleared anymore. But like, meanwhile, the Paladin on Stockholm is just trying to build their hand.
Oh yeah, just get that deck as thin as possible. So here's my question for you, Bemmy. If you are Brussels,
yes, sir,
do you ever consider healing Stockholm's face to power up your Light Warden?
Yes, 100%. You're going for the OTK either way, so whether they're at 30 health or not, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and you get that 2 damage back because it buffs up the Light Warden by
I think there's a net value here. I think there's some value here. You may have to do a little bit of math and get a PEMDES, but you're probably good to go. I would do it anyways, but I'm stupid, and this is why I'm on the caster desk.
Oh man, Acolyte of Pain right on time. Not a lot of ways to activate it yet, but that can make it more awkward for Stockholm if they wanted to use their Pyromancer clears with
Consecration.
With Consecration or with just spells, Flash of Light. Spells that don't set everything's health to 1.
Yeah.
Even in those situations, you still get 1 draw off the Acolyte.
My guesses would be like, oh man, this hand is really slow for Stockholm. They don't really have much going anything. They just got like a chunk of trash. Meanwhile, it's almost the exact opposite. They have the nuts, but nothing's happening on the side of Stockholm because they have nothing to do. So then Brussels is just like, I guess we'll just develop the board and try to buff up some stuff until they can clear it. Like, they can't clear anything until turn 5. Or
Stockholm is actively not playing their creatures. Like, they have Blood Mage Thalnos in the hand. They have Crystal Smith Kangor in the hand. They even have a Novice Engineer, and they had the 2 mana to play Novice Engineer. but anything they do helps Brussels because that activates all of Brussels' healing synergy you were just talking about. And so that's like they want to speed through their deck, but they're afraid to use any of their draw. Thalnos and Novice Engineer both draw, which they very much are interested in doing, but they're not interested in this Light Warden, getting up 5 damage. Brussels gets to draw 3 cards. Like,
It's just a weird situation.
it's so tough. And so now their True Silver Champion is available, but that doesn't even get through the Tolvir.
It doesn't.
Consecrates online, but it doesn't. It only kills the Light Warden. Are we going to see a True Silver Pass? That's what I want to know. True Silver Pass. Holy smokes.
Injured Blade Master does fuel up the Light Warden.
Yeah, and they'll be... Yeah, gosh, which one do you go for? The High Priest or the...
Here's the...
Blade Master?
I just thought about this right now. Here's my biggest concern. At some point, Brussels will be able to... Stockholm will be able to clear the board.
Mm-hmm.
To which do you
there
decide?
It is,
yeah, because like they don't want. I just realized this. They might not want to develop the board too much because of Psychopomp. Because at some point it is going to be cleared. Everything's going to die. But like, where do you go with this?
Yeah, and they want to make sure that they have additional boards as well to present to the. So like, here comes the Shrink Ray, going to set everybody to just 1 attack and 1 health. But I would assume, okay, maybe not. I would assume that if they do decide to cast Shrink Ray, well, it'll use up all their mana, so that's their only choice. So they'll probably Shrink Ray and then maybe True Silver something.
Yeah.
And then I'll be interested to see how Brussels reads this. Like, do they say, okay, they are only playing 1 copy of Shrink Ray. It's open deck list, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is, correct.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, there's the Shrink Ray. What are the chances they also have, like, their Equality or one of their 2 Consecrates? Is it time to go in now?
What are the odds?
Yeah, and so now they have to decide, do they start committing... Like, this is one of the big board control tools that Paladin has access to, and it's now been spent. But there's a ton. Right? We've talked about the whole point of this deck is to stay alive, draw cards until they win the game. So even with that Shrink Ray out of the way, Equality, Wild Pyromancer number 2, Consecration number 2, all of those things are reasons to not commit to this board too hard, like you were just talking about.
I think they're going to start doing it, though, because they're like, okay, so the board's been kind of reset in a way. Let's just go ahead and start building back up the Light Warden, because that's our biggest line of threat.
Yeah, go ahead and get a card draw. So the Light Warden is not silenced. She's just set to 1/1, but all of her effects still work.
Yeah. So
And
it's literally like they
Stockholm
just lost 1 health. That's about it.
Right. Stockholm is at 7. This is turn 6.
They gotta drop... I feel like they gotta drop Consecration, otherwise they're dead. So then that's a dead turn. You hero power past that unless you want to go ahead and summon the Kangor. Okay, you want to do that. Or the Crystology, excuse me.
Yeah, I think they'll probably play the Crystal Smith and then use the Karate Chop to finish off this injured Blade Master.
Okay.
Yeah. So they take a net 0. They're still at 7, but Priest does need to be on the board to kill you. So if you can keep them off the board, obviously very difficult, but if you can keep them off the board, you can stay alive indefinitely. Because it's not like this deck is running, boars or anything like that. They need a minion to stay on the board, and then they buff it up and kill you. So now the impetus is on Brussels. Hey, there's a very high threat in play. I know this 1/2 with Divine Shield doesn't look super threatening, but it's doubling all the healing effects. So all of a sudden, if Stockholm draws, their other Flash of Light, for example, that heals for 8 instead of just 4, and draws a card. Mm-hmm. This True Silver Champion heals for 4 every time they swing it.
Yeah.
Crystal Smith Kangor can attack, and he's got Lifesteal, so he heals for 2 every time he's allowed to attack. So now Brussels has to decide how they want to develop into this threat. They're going to go ahead and spend their Silence. And I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a High Priest play this turn. I could see Psychopomp as well. No, I guess you probably want your High Priest in play right before you play your Psychopomp. Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be a 2-4 instead of a 2-3. So they're able to protect their Amit in hopes of landing one of those big psychopomp turns you were talking about just 2 or 3 turns ago. Back when it seemed like Stockholm was dead. Coming in from Stockholm, they have drawn their...
I'm sorry, I'm looking around at this stuff and I'm just like wondering... They literally have... True Silver... Yeah, this is not good. I guess you just play Novice and you hope you draw good stuff. What do you want? What do you draw here? Like, what do you want?
Yeah, I would assume you take the last weapon charge of True Silver to chop through this 2/4, and then maybe you rip the Prismatic Lens. The thing is, Prismatic Lens can brick your combo. Like if it flips Shirvala and
you got nothing better to
your
do.
Holy Wrath.
I think they're in a do or die situation at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So now they have a 2-mana Hammer of Wrath that they can use.
Good.
Yeah, they're actually going to go ahead and use
That means they
that.
could clear the cycle, the Amit. Because let's see. No, they're 1 off of clearing. No, 2 off.
Yeah, they can set it. They can get it real low. Which actually, you know, is now High Priest Amit is actively hurting Brussels every time they play something. Is there...
Let's see, 4. You heal for 4. You topsy-turvy. You're 3 off lethal.
And we're going to get a draw as well. So if this is a Divine Spirit coming off the top here, it is not.
Divine Spirit would have been great.
Yeah, Divine Spirit would have won the game.
Psychopomp could keep something alive.
Yeah, let's see what we get off the Psychopomp here. Another another Northshire Cleric, now with Reborn.
I guess you can draw a lot then.
Yeah. Yeah, if this High Priest Amit stays alive, or if both of these Northshire stay alive. That's
Well, they're definitely going to stay alive because like there's no way to clear this board. You can play your Pyromancer, and even if they had the Shrink Ray, they won't have enough mana because now it's 4.
Right. Yeah, and they've already spent their... Oh yeah, if they rip their Equality. Yeah. So if they get exactly their Equality, they can still Pyro Equality. But yeah, otherwise they're gonna have to get through this board the hard way.
Nope.
And timeout. Timeout will buy them a turn. Do they feel like they have to time out this turn? 3,
Yeah, they
4,
have
5,
to.
6, 7. Yes, they must. They must heal or timeout, or they will die.
There's no way about it. And it stinks.
They're going to heal.
They're gonna heal. Hope they find something. Holy Wrath. I know you don't want to use your Holy Wrath because you're shaving that for the Shirvala, but I think you might need to use one of your Holy Wraths just to get rid of something.
Yeah, and just hope you're... Let me just see what they're...
Because
do you ever do something crazy? Like, do you ever throw the Holy Wrath face and it's Shirvala, and then you win with your other True Silver champion? So that'd be 25. If they Holy Wrath them in the face, get the 25, and then True Silver champion, they'll win the game.
I don't like.
But I don't know if it's. I don't know
that.
if it's that. I don't know if it's that desperate yet.
It's getting pretty bad.
You're gonna go ahead and take care of High Priest Amit and make it so that there's no availability to heal right now.
Let's see. Topsy-turvy one of them. Make the other one a 4/4. Ooh, Powered Shield. I think they have lethal.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, definitely have lethal.
Definitely have lethal now. Gosh. Obviously, there's no way for Stockholm to see the hand. 12, that'll do it. Wow, killed by a Northshire Cleric. That is that was
unkillable
a savage
one. That was a zombie Northshire Cleric. It had like Reborn and everything.
Yeah, at least she was gonna have 3 lives. At least.
At least.
Just yeah, she's a third of the way to a cat. Almost there. Man, that was
some bad.
Yeah. So that's crazy. There's an argument, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know that I don't have enough hours on the OTK Paladin to know that are you supposed to make the read to just go for the 1 in whatever the chances were of winning?
I mean, I think that's an option. I think that's an avenue. I don't think I think that feels terrible. I think it feels terrible enough that you don't want to go for it. But I feel like it's like that situation of like do or die. But if you have ways of living, where on board it's not lethal, then you gotta take that chance. And then if they have it, they have it.
Right. And it's That is a tough. That's just a tough situation to be in. It's like, oh,
It is. Oh my gosh, Brussels!
wow, Brussels is doing a fantastic job drawing. I would assume they're going to pitch back Silence and Inner Fire.
Yeah, but
Do you
like
keep-
getting the Amit though. I think you keep
Yeah.
the Amit just because you want to get that momentum and you have a plan. You know you have a plan going into it. I mean, this is a great hand coming in from Stockholm as well.
Oh yeah, I got the injured Tolvier on 2. They're going to be able to coin Psycho Pomp on 3 if Brussels is able to deal with the injured Tolvier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the silence is. Yeah, I'm sure Stockholm is going to be happy to finally have a silence for High Priest Ahmet.
Mhm.
Just stop with the 111 North Shore clerics and stuff like that. Oh, they're actually going to full mulligan. Brussels is. They're looking.
I'm
for
not
They want
opposed.
Northshire on 1. There it is.
They want that draw power first before anything. Psycho Pump, Beaming Psychic. This is still a great hand. I honestly think it's sometimes it's like this match bills. It feels like the priest can do no wrong with mulliganing whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, they Brussels in particular has just been drawing diesel.
I mean,
when
this
they-
is a pretty good hand for them as well. It's slower, but I mean, there's not much that Brussels will be able to do about it. So Stockholm can develop the board themselves as well. Ooh, Alkali of Pain.
And I assume Brussels is just going to go ahead. They're trying to decide if they want to commit this beaming sidekick or not. Except making like a 1/7
I got you, friend.
North Shore cleric is very tempting. But is there a situation where maybe you
Value.
want to hold it for Psycho Pomp, something like that? Because
Yeah.
the 3/1 is kind of uninspiring. Coming in for Stockholm, that's the what's his name? Neferset Healer? Neferset Ritualist on the left side of the hand there, which is a battle cry. Heal both creatures on either side of this card to full. And in a situation where you're getting very healthy minions,
Yeah.
that can do, and it also obviously synergizes with both injured Tolvier and injured Blade Master. Gonna go ahead and commit the injured Tolvier and pass the turn. Blade Master.
I'd
Wow,
say-
so they have Blade Master Circle if they want it. They'll get 2 draws. It'll heal the enemy Tolvier, but they'll get to draw it twice.
I guess so, but would you maybe just want to do Alkali of Pain? Are you in a rush? Are you really that trying to? I know there's a race going on where somebody's trying to build the tallest minion, and you're basically just building a house of cards as fast as you can against the other opponent. But yeah, I guess they feel like they want to draw more than like develop board and get like more draw. Huh.
Let's see. Oh, they're actually going to go for the triple draw. They are going big on draw.
Inner Fire.
There's the Inner Fire.
Silence is pretty big. So if they can make that Northshire Cleric a little bit taller, they're pretty much in
Yeah.
the clear. Is there any way to make it even bigger with health? No, maybe the
Yeah,
Holy Fire, but that's about it.
they need to find their Divine Spirits.
Divine Spirit, that's what it's called.
Yep.
My bad.
All right. So actually, we see a Divine Spirit in the hand for Stockholm, and so they have the option if they want this Tolvier to start getting real tall to go ahead and juice it all the way to 12. Conversely, they can do something with their injured Blade
12
Master.
arms. Literally, if they do 12 and then start coin, like not even coin, but like just start building up with extra arms. This Tolvier, well, I don't know, because I think both are trying to be very cautious about that one silence in each other's deck. So it's like, how much of a threat do you want to build? How much of the resources do you want to use until you get silenced, and then start building it back up all over again? Because somebody's gonna knock down somebody's Jenga tower.
Right. That's right. And then where do you send this for? It only kills the beaming sidekick. They're going to go ahead and injure the North Shore cleric.
I respect
And-
this. Diminishes value in raising health. Have to build it back up again. Draw's going to happen one way or the other. Because they're either going to trade into it, or they're going to just, it slows down production for sure. Oh, this Light Warden is going to be huge, and they would have loved to keep that Circle of Healing for the next turn, but I don't think it was a bad thing what they did.
No, and I mean, power drawing with this deck is so important, and I'm interested to see what they decide to do with, because I'm pretty sure has I don't think anything has died yet for Brussels, so their Psychopomp is not live, which means
This is their only minion they've played this entire game so far.
right. So Brussels now has to decide if they want to like Light Warden and heal. They're actually going to go ahead and make a 7/7 injured Blade Master, kill the Tolvir, and heal that Blade Master and start just keep drawing. Absolutely keep drawing. Because
Share
they
the
have
love,
a pretty good
develop a board. I mean, we're running into things where people can't deal with wide boards anymore except for value trading. And yeah, I like it.
This deck actually, in terms of board control and how important board control is, kind of reminds me of Zoo. Because you don't play board wipes when you're a Zoo. You're supposed to have the board. And these priest decks, I mean,
that's kind of true, yeah. In a way.
Yeah. These priest decks have wild pyromancers, but they don't have, they're not playing the big board, mass hysteria, plague of death, right? They're not trying to play fair, like two-sided board clears. They're just trying to get an iron grip on the board and then never ever let it go. We're going to see that injured Tolvir come on back by virtue of the Psychopomp. And is this lethal? Every time.
Silence, Divine Spirit, but there's no way to make it. Yeah, Interfire was used earlier. They can produce a lot of damage. They can silence, heal. That would be an extra 2. So then you would have 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. You would have a 2-turn lethal. And
yeah,
that's your situation. Because like I feel like you would want to silence this right away. But that's just kind of me being an idiot. And not really reading into the situation.
Well, I wonder if you want to draw, because obviously, like you were saying, Interfire has been used already, which means there's just a second Interfire and a Topsy-Turvy. And I don't know how many cards are left in their deck right now. But
which one?
The Brussels deck.
17.
So a 2 and 17 to just draw lethal damage with either a Topsy-Turvy or an Interfire. Or I didn't do the math to know if it's lethal damage. I also am sitting on the casting desk because I have not done all of them. I have done all
2 Divine Spirits.
That is a lot. They're gonna go ahead, get that ironclad control of the board, and this is a threatening board.
This is a very threatening board, and there's no way to deal with it. You don't have another injured Tolvir. You're not dead unless there's Topsy-Turvy.
Right. And so Brussels is obviously hoping that their next card is either Interfire number 2 or Topsy-Turvy or a Circle of Healing so that they can power draw into one of those 2 cards.
Interfire wouldn't help, actually, because they wouldn't have the Topsy... Or, like, Interfire wouldn't help unless they were able to... No, they would have... No, you're right. I'm so idiot. There's a Divine Spirit right there. I was like, maybe they don't have enough mana for it. No, they have 6 mana. What am I talking about?
It's definitely a situation where they need to do a lot of math very quickly because they would need to heal. So that'd be 7. If they heal their injured Blade Master to 7 and then double it to 14, and then that heal would increase the Light Warden to 7 as well. So that'd be 21 and North Shore Cleric. But Stockholm needs to put a taunt in the way, or they need to clear the board, and they don't seem to have the tools necessary to do either.
Man, I'm sure they're hoping that Ritualist was the defender of Argus now.
Injured Tolvir does not.
No, but they can draw still. They can hero power and still have enough for Topsy-Turvy, Spine, Interfire. Literally, they would be fine. And then that would actually buff also the Light Warden.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they choose to heal.
Literally, it could be lethal right now, Bills.
Yeah, although they didn't heal their injured Blade Master.
Extra arms?
Extra arms. Okay,
could that... Wait, 14 plus extra 4? That's 18?
It's 3 mana now. We don't get the double arms.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So I totally forgot about the nerf.
Man,
Priest just... Priest built a sandcastle every time, and then Blizzard, the big bully, comes in and kicks down the sandcastle at the beach. Well, all joking aside, thank you for doing all you do, Blizzard. But Of course we gotta give thanks to Blizzard, but just saying.
Just it hurts that I finally had a Mind Blast Priest deck I liked, and then that got moved to Wild. I understand.
I understand how it is for the greater good. For the greater good.
Yeah.
All
right, they're gonna go ahead and restrict the draw, plunge this 14 downtown.
Circle of ha. Nope, I got nothing.
This is if they had like an injured Tol'Vir,
well,
they'd play the Circle of Healing, and Brussels would draw 2.
Let's see.
No, Brussels would draw 3.
Can they even kill anything else? No. Let's see. 7 + 3 is 10. No, they can trade. They can get rid of something. They're alive, but like with 1 or 2 health.
And they can't remove. They need to remove 2 creatures.
No, they know they're dead on board because they know the extra arms is there.
Yeah, they know the extra arms is there,
so
and they need to be able to.
What are they going to try to draw? So what are they going to do? Are they going to try to find something with silence? Are they going to try to find their second injured Tol'Vir? Okay, so a lot of healing's going in. A lot of draw. Okay.
Yeah, both teams drawing a bunch of cards right
shield. Now. What are they trying to find? Do they have a second injured Tol'Vir?
They need a Psychopomp maybe to bring back their injured Tol'Vir. Even that, though, because this board is gigantic on the Brussels side. They need like a Silence and a Psychopomp to bring back an injured Tol'Vir. And even that may not be enough. They're going to clear the Light Warden, but then they're still dead on board with this 10 damage coming in. They're going to mill Brussels, which I do 100% respect. Maximum Swag.
Ah, the Topsy-Turvy's gone. There we go.
And the Bwansambi. And then Brussels will calmly reduce their health from 8 to -2.
Wow, that was convincing.
Priest is one of those decks that right now is. I didn't get that far in the pregame show when we were talking about Quest Druid and Highlander Hunter being winners.
Yeah.
The combo Priest, even though it took that hit to extra arms we were just talking about, can still just combo you to death. You know what it kind of reminds me of is
Zulok.
Yes, definitely Zulok, and also fighting game characters that are very dangerous in like small set formats, right? Because this Priest just needed to draw well 3 times, and it can kill anybody. It's one of those decks that has the ability to just kill anybody. That has that X factor, like that high roll potential, where you can just blow somebody out.
Interesting.
Even if it's like a low, you get into the like one of those 30-70 kind of matchups or something like that, it can still win if you see draws like Brussels.
I guess
obviously
so.
They did a good job playing. They played very well. They were able to.
The Mulligans were just very fortunate, and I was like, okay, this could work for Stockholm, but I really guess in the race, you really can't waste time because of just all the Divine Spirits and Inner Fires that are just running around your deck. You could just make a tall minion like that, and then you're just gone.
Yeah, and that Priest hero power is just, if you can get on the board, it is so powerful because you take away their stuff and your stuff persists, and your hero power is all of a sudden 2 mana, heal a creature, draw a card.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. Right?
Do you know? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and then it becomes 2 mana, heal a creature, draw a card, buff another creature with +2 attack, which is completely ridiculous.
It is. It's really powerful. But you know what's also powerful, Bills?
What was that?
Matcherino. Matcherino is one of the most efficient esports crowdfunding websites in the world. In the world, Bills. It is in the galaxy, dare I say it.
It's in the universe.
In the universe. In the multiverse.
All of the Spider-Verse.
That's such a good movie. But it is such a wonderful place to crowdfund your esports events, and if you apply for the partnership, they have multiple different tiers, and you can do it. You can help your events get free money for the prize pool. Free. It's one. I can't even understand how they do this. It's just so amazing. It's like you go there, and then they have things with GameStop and 24-hour Fitness and other companies, and you just go there, and then you click a button, you follow, you retweet, you can sign in with any platform you want. It's so easy. You sign in with Battle.net, Discord, Google, your mom's email. You just go ahead and you sign up on there, and you're gonna be amazing. You go to !donate. You can see what what it's all about by donating to this prize pool right now for NationsDivision, or HSR3, or HRS3, there we go. And, you can do it, and then you just follow or retweet or do whatever the hell they're asking you to do on these quests. I don't know what these quests are. It's not my beeswax, So, just go ahead. Check out Matcherino. Get your esports event crowdfunded today. And
you know what else is powerful?
What is powerful?
I was just going to go ahead and say, in terms of power across all of the different verses, is 24-hour fitness.
Whoa!
Which isn't, not only is it
across
powerful,
all the hours.
It can make you powerful, right? Because you go there, you bring friends.
I don't know about that, Bills. I am not that powerful.
24-hour fitness. You go there, 24-hour, whenever you're awake.
Yeah.
You go there, bring friends.
Yes, I hope you're not doing. Maybe you sleepwalk to 24-hour fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, the facilities I've heard are very clean, so it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't be the only person in there at 1 a.m, just like hitting the weights.
Oh, yeah.
436 locations, so you can probably walk to one if you need to, if you're in one of the 12 states.
Everybody has that one local fitness freak.
Right. And you get to try it for free with a 3-day pass when you complete one of the sponsored quests. They have quests as well. I like quests. WoW Classic just came out.
That's true. And you know what? Speaking of WoW Classic, there's also a classic sponsor for video games in general. GameStop. Power to the players. GameStop is not only just helping video games find new loved ones and homes with their pre-owned stuff, but they also are giving love to esports. They have Complexity, a bunch of other esports organizations that I can't remember the name of, that are sponsoring GameStop right now. They even have a coaching facility. They help teach people how to get good at games. You got your popular games like Call of Duty and Overwatch and maybe even some more. It's amazing. It's a really good program. And on top of speaking programs, they have a Powers Up reward program that you can sign up for $14.99. It's like $15 or whatever, $15.99, something like that. And it's like, you get points, and they can go towards new games. You can get discounts on old games, like up to 10%. It's so good. I use it. I have it in my wallet. I always make sure you just give them a phone number. You get an email once in a while about some great games coming out. It's not like you sign up with your email and then you get like a bunch of junk mail. They're very polite about it. They just send you an email once a month, and they go like, keep up the good work. And you know what? I like that. I like that patience with GameStop, that they don't just spam it. All right, so
yeah,
respect to them.
And just thinking about that $16 sign up for a year, you get 10% off games. So if you buy a game that's $60, you get 10% off that $6. You do that 3 times, that's $18.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like $18, you could go buy another game on GameStop.
And the rewards program entry fee has already netted you $2.
Exactly. So with that being said, you got this, and like I know that people enjoy the online stores and stuff like that, but like a physical copy, Bill, sometimes you get those cool steelbox covers. They're just so awesome. I'm a
sucker for steelbooks.
I love that so much. It's so good. I got the Persona 5 one when it came out. It was so good. Oh my god, it's beautiful. And then I got the pre-order of like Octopath Traveler when it came out as well. I just love RPGs, but like it was so good. It came with like the CD and a pop-up book and a coin. And it was so good. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. Oh my gosh. But check out GameStop. Go to GameStop.com. Sign up for the Power Ups Rewards program. If you're in Canada, it's EB Games. It's still the same company. Don't even worry about it. But either way, check them out. And we're going to check out the next team after a quick little break. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be Oslo Knights versus Amsterdam Totems. See you soon. Hey, I knew you couldn't stay away.
Can't
Welcome
help.
back to Nations Division. It is Bemi.
And Bills.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I wanted to try something out and just see how that would work. All right, good synergy. Good synergy.
Yeah.
We're here to our last and final game of Week 1 of Nations Division. The long and arduous journey of this week has been wonderful. And now we're about to go into our last game. It's going to be the Oslo Knights versus the Amsterdam Totems. So you want to talk about those decks, Bills, while we go ahead and let them know that they can begin their duel?
Yes. So for Oslo Knights, with taking the ban they had their control warrior banned out, which means that leaves them with Quest Druid, Quest Priest, very different from the super combo priest we saw in the previous series, and their take on Highlander Hunter. Conversely, the Amsterdam Totems had their Mech Hunter banned out, leaving them with their own control warrior, also a Quest Druid, and another Shirvala Paladin.
Okay.
So, yeah. Sorry, I think I stepped on you. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
we see some differences. There's some key differences across, even though obviously they both have Quest Druid in common. The Oslo Knights have at their top end King Feoris, the 10 mana legendary that summons a random creature at the mana cost of every spell in your hand.
People have been trying to figure out where to put that in. Is that in the Quest Druid?
It's in Oslo's Quest Druid. Conversely, Amsterdam's Quest Druid tops out at Chef Nomi and Cenarius.
Okay.
Both decks have Cenarius, but Chef Nomi is the big late game, end of the road bomb that Amsterdam have chosen to include in their list.
So definitely, I think in Quest Druids, I think the aggressive Quest Druid wins out a little bit more because King Feoris is a lot more of an aggro choice than Chef Nomi.
And it's just so many boards, and both of them. It's interesting. The Oslo King Feoris choice, is definitely, can hit the board on turn 10 as opposed to Chef Nomi. So definitely allowing for more aggression, like you're talking about. It also allows them to leverage their Phlebidnus Floop faster. So you can King Feoris on 10, Phlebidnus Floop on the next turn for 4. You get the effect again, and then you still have the remaining 6 mana to do other stuff. You can still cast your Nourish, your Hidden Oasis, your Starfall, stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas Amsterdam, if they want to double Nomi, they have to wait till the end of the game, Nomi, and then Nomi again. And actually, Amsterdam's Druid deck also has a copy of Zephyrus the Great. So it leads me to believe that they're looking to go all the way to the late game because they're playing a bunch of 2-ofs. They're not playing that Highlander, only one copy of every card kind of strategy. Zephyrus the Great won't be active until they've drawn their second copy of Worthy Expedition, Wrath, Ferocious Howl, Swipe, Anubisath Defender, Oasis Surger, Starfall, Hidden Oasis, and Nourish, right? Those are all 2-ofs in the deck. So Zephyrus won't work until 66% of the game or later, right? When they've had a chance to draw through all their cards. Oslo is not including it. They're instead playing they are instead playing a copy of Power of the Wild. Well, also leaning towards that more aggressive strategy you were talking about. King Feoris builds a big board. Maybe Druid clears it, maybe they don't. If the enemy Druid does, Floop, Feoris effect, and then Power of the Wild gives you an even bigger board on the second go through for the Feoris effect. So be interested to see how if those two decks end up running into each other, which strategy turns out to be more effective. But there's other strategies available as well. And actually, you have OTK Paladin for Amsterdam. We didn't get to see this deck really shine. We really just saw it get beat to death by a priest. But in a deck that doesn't kill you or have the ability to, power up and end your life as quickly, it has all those board clears that we saw come into effect towards the end, just a little too late. All that draw power, you don't have to worry about giving priest a bunch of free stuff. You can freely play your Blood Mage Thalnos, your Novice Engineers, your Acolytes of Pain with Pyromancer procs, stuff like that, and really burn through your deck quickly if the opposing deck gives you a chance. It doesn't actively profit off you trying to play your own game plan. Let's see, what other stuff can we talk about? The Singleton Hunter that we see coming out of Oslo is a little bit different as well. They're actually they have the big rewards: Dino Tamer Brand, Zul'jin, Zephyrus the Great, of course. It looks like they are also playing Subject 9. one of the cards that we were talking that you were talking about at the beginning of the last series, when we saw their hunter get killed by priest. They are playing Subject 9, so it's a 5-mana legendary that draws. In this deck, it'll pretty much draw all of your secrets if they're not in your hand already. And we see the full suite of secrets: Explosive Trap, Freezing Trap, Pressure Plate, Rat Trap, Snake Trap, and Snipe. Not playing a Misdirect, but that's the only one. Full suite, 6 secrets. And then all the stuff that that activates off of that: Masked Contender, Secret Keeper, and the Alpha. What's the name of that Alpha dog that summons a bunch of extra dogs? A Hyena Alpha. 4 mana, make a bunch of extra dogs if you control a secret.
Sorry for being like very distant and just like typing away. We had a little bit of a spectator client issue where like it said the lobby was full, which is it's not even physically possible.
Standing room only in the old Hearthstone Tavern.
Yeah, so we're having to restart the game. Fortunately, it was at turn 0. We managed to catch them very early, so
nice. I mean, I'm not proud, but I can talk about Hearthstone all day.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm not proud or tired, in the words of Arlo Guthrie. I don't know what he counts as. Americana, maybe. Folk artist? Americana? It's from a while back.
They're an
ask
artist.
Your parent. Ask your parents.
Ask your parents. We don't know. Yeah. Here we go. All right, and we're in game.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Goodness, that was a bit.
Yeah. Can you throw me the game?
Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna let you blind spectate here. So we're gonna. I'm sorry, Bills has to look. You don't get to look at the ball again. Yeah. Sorry. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. So we are gonna see. All right, so it's gonna be the Control Warrior out of Amsterdam against the Quest Druid of Oslo. Now this is that more aggressive Druid that we were talking about. This was the one with the tops out of King Feoris, and has the opportunity to do that potentially more than once. This Control Warrior, it's a Control Warrior. It's not playing Archivist Elysiana, so don't worry about that. But it is playing Tomb Warden, Armagadillo, Frightened Flunky, all those big taunt synergy. And it turns out you don't have to have that many taunts for Armagadillo to be good, right? Like even if it just hits Ziliax, it makes it brings it from a 3/2 to a 5/4. It still has Rush, Taunt, Divine Shield, Lifesteal. And that's if your Armagadillo only goes off once.
Yeah.
And Armagadillo by itself is still a 6 mana 4/7.
Isn't it your favorite card?
It's definitely my favorite one to say, and I'm going to say Armagadillo as many times as I can
over
the course of this game. And it has a pretty good chance to get discovered off Frightened Flunky, which, just because it's a warrior taunt, and of course all the discover effects are weighted towards your class. So we have Amsterdam having these are the cards you want to play if you're a Control Warrior. On turn 1, you're looking for your Town Crier, which we see, your Frightened Flunky, which we see. Eternium Rover is the only other one that they would like to be able to play. Whereas on the Quest Druid, we see them. Wait, they have a Zephrys the Great. Oh, both are playing Zephrys the Great. Okay, sorry, I thought Oslo was not playing Zephrys the Great, but I am incorrect.
Huh.
That really took me by surprise. Like, wait a minute, I thought that was a Power of the Wild. No, okay, they're just both playing Zephrys the Great, and they're both playing one copy of Power of the Wild. Okay, it's all coming together. It's all starting to make sense. And that's not going to be live until way towards the end of the game, if it ever turns out to be able to activate its battle cry of select the perfect card. Armagadillo was my favorite Bemi, if I'm being totally honest with myself, but Zephrys is my new actual current favorite card of the set. Zephrys is just so fun to play. And its power level is such, and its utility is such that it's spawned singleton decks where there's not any other reward. Like we've seen a couple of singleton zoo lists floating around because Zephrys is just that good.
Also, Hunter as well was kind of weird for a little bit because you would go for I think Quest Hunter, and you would just get Zephrys as well, and you would summon a bunch of locusts, and then you would be fine.
Right, and just to give them all bloodlust in the game.
Pretty much. It's a very interesting combo. But speaking of interesting things, it's usually not the Warriors' job to try to rush this, but it's kind of Warriors the aggressor here in the matchup at the moment, as they're just kind of building up, and this hand for Oslo is not that great.
Yeah, it's really gonna kick into high gear once they complete their quest by turn 6 and they're able to nourish for both cards and mana. But even that is still quite slow against these sort of mid-range control warriors trying to put on as much mid-range threat as it can, right? 4 or 5 taunt. It's not the most aggressively statted minion. It's got taunt and a death rattle that heals you, but they're trying to get on the board because once Quest Druid finishes their quest, we see some of the big payoff cards in hand. Oasis Surger is bananas. 5 mana, get a 10/10 rush with 2 different bodies. That is insane. We see the Nourish obviously in hand. Hidden Oasis, 6 mana, heal for 12, and you get a 6/6 taunt. Cenarius, 2/2/2 treants with taunt, and everybody gets +2/+2, including those treants. So it's actually 2 4/4 taunts. Warrior would like to have some board presence so they don't have to spend too much of their premium removal dealing with what's going to turn out to be board after board of just big stuff coming out of this Druid through the mid and late mid game. And so they actually have not yet finished their quest. So they need to do one more turn where they hang a mana in order to complete their quest and really turn all of their choose one card busted effects into the effects that we all know that they can be. Exactly. The untapped potential of their choose one cards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all right, looking at here, the quest is still not coming online. This kind of feels a little bit bad just to use it right away. I really would be hoping that you wouldn't have to play your Oasis Surger right away because you do really want to get 2 5/5s with Rush. That would be really great and helpful, especially when you're going up against the Ziliax. And now the Snip Snap, oh my gosh, it's going to make this Ziliax really super tall. And there's no way to address it as a Druid. So I don't know if, like, the Druid is going to... I know you said it's going to kick into Overdrive very soon, but I don't know if the Overdrive is actually going to be enough juice to get it across the finish line for the Druid.
Yeah, it seems like this Nourish is going to have to get into... Because some of the big, board addressing tools that Quest Druid gets once their quest is complete is, Starfall, right? They can deal 7 to a target and then 2 to all other targets. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Druid go for a, Nourish Anubisath Defender turn, maybe something like that, and just see if there's any way that they can slow down what has turned out to be a pretty aggressive start from especially for a control warrior.
Well, yeah, but the Druid, Druid now is not known for his blistering starts ever since the Nourish and Wild Growth nerf happens. Ever since then they've just been kind of moseying along, just doing what they can.
And now we see one of the big payoffs. Oslo is able to Anubisath Defender this turn if they want to save the 7 damage. But they have King Phaoris and he's playable next turn because that Nourish ramped them all the way to 9 mana. Next turn they get that 10th mana and Phaoris comes down. It'll give them a 3-cost card, a 3-cost creature, a 2-cost creature, a 6-cost creature, and who knows, maybe they'll draw another spell before the whole thing is over. And a 0-cost creature. They'll get a Wisp.
That's true.
Or a Training Dummy.
Training Dummy is in the pool now, yeah.
Oh no, wait. No, you're... I actually don't remember if Training Dummy's in Standard anymore.
No, it hasn't been for a long time.
It hasn't been for a long time.
I feel like... Isn't Training Dummy part of the Grand Tournament?
You're right. Yeah, the O2 taunt. Yeah, oh my gosh. What day is it?
I don't know, dude. Armecadillo is in the hand. Good job.
Oh yeah.
And
there's that tune.
So literally now at this point, Toady doesn't have any meaning whatsoever. Because you're just gonna make some more bigger and bigger taunts. They could play the Spellbreaker to be aggressive, push another 7 damage, and start producing some more threats. But I think they're really just wanting to start a buff up. And then on top of that, if you produce hey, Oslo, choose the lesser of 2 evils. Do you want to continuous 2/2 buffs, or do you want 7 to the face where I live forever? Your choice.
Yeah, and they're presenting that because the Oslo was trying to preempt this a little bit with putting Poisonous Lodi in play last turn. It's like, oh, there's a poisonous creature that's got stealth.
Yeah.
And so now they get a free remove. They get Oslo gets to freely remove one of these 2 threats, but to your point, which one is more threatening? The unlimited life hit you in the face for 7-1, or the continually hand buffing for 7-1? which is more problematic for you if you're Oslo?
If it's me, I would say the Armadillo, because at some point the Ziliax is gonna die. But here's the other problem as well. You know why it's tall, right? It's because that Snip Snap. You got 4 1/1s coming out of that Buster very soon once it dies, which means that there is a lot of wide board situations where they could easily, mechanicize. They're just magnetic is just so strong of an effect. I think that people kind of overlook with just like being able to easily stack minions. And on top of that, at some point they're going to draw a boom. It's getting very much late into the game. That boom is going to come at some point, and it's going to just produce so much value.
Oh yeah, just the king of value. Even at 9 mana, still
Warrior's
so much
just
value.
way too strong sometimes.
So we're gonna see some spells committed here. A Wrath comes down, a Swipe comes down, and actually Oslo's gonna be able to clear not the entire board, but both major threats have now been cleared. It's just a board of 1/1s.
Yeah,
and
that was really smart.
yeah, Omega Assembly is not yet all the way online, and they've seen both. I think the only 2 natural magnetics have already come and gone with Snip Snap and Ziliax. So now,
Yes, but boom.
yes, so now Amsterdam needs their boom, their Omega Assembly, and stuff to continue to leverage their mechs. We're gonna go ahead and see Ward Druid Lodi get cleared off in this big old Tomb Warden, big old 5/8. How long can this go on? Another 5/8.
It's like they took Serenite Chain's Gang Brain and then put it in a robot.
Oh, is that the lore? That's amazing.
No, it's not the lore, but I feel like
lore. Yeah, that's my truth now.
that's what you want to believe. Okay, King Furious comes in. All right, I mean, there's a taunt.
Yeah, and that's a good one. The safeguard is a very sticky taunt minion.
Saves you 10 health.
Yeah, and we actually see that 3/2. I forget what the card's name is, but it's like Shaker and Breaker, something like that. Anyway, the 3/2 Death Rattle is summon another 3/2.
How about I help you? And Rumble Tusk Shaker.
Yeah, that's right. Shaker, and then the Death Rattle is Summon Breaker. Shake and break. All right, so we have the opportunity for another one of the warrior, just excellent removal options in the form of Dynamatic. Gonna go ahead and hit the board. I'm interested to see. So they're gonna actually commit the Spellbreaker also, and just really go ahead and try to put the hurt on Druid.
What else would you do it on? I guess.
Yeah,
Not,
it's a fair
not
point.
a lot of passive effects.
Yeah, I guess because I can see Cenarius, I'm worried about Cenarius buffs, but there's no
Cenarius
way-
is a battle cry.
Yeah, after Cenarius comes down, there's going to be.
Oh
a
yeah, that's
huge-
true. You could,
yeah.
but like, I don't know. I think if you have really this much control over the board, you have also 2 shield blocks to get back extra 10 health. You're still at 30. You're not really feeling any pressure right now. You have weapons projects as well. You don't even mind giving your opponent a weapon. This is just a really good hand for the warrior right now, and there's just nothing that they can do about it. So,
Yeah, and they have that big bailout card for a big board if one does come down in the form of that Plague of Wrath. They've also almost gotten to parity in terms of mana. They're sitting this is their 9 mana turn, come and gone already, and so it looks like okay, Oslo is going to draw one of their copies of Starfall, and now they have to decide if they want to go ahead and commit a Starfall to this warrior board, or if they're going to heal. They can heal and taunt if they prefer to. They're actually going to go ahead and bees. They're going to go ahead and bees down one of these tomb wardens.
Bees swipe?
Oh, they have bees. Bees innervate Starfall. Looks like it's going to be the choice. They're running out of time, though. The Starfall animation is obnoxiously long. They're going to have to step on it if they want to get all the stuff in.
I'm sure they're clicking the animations as quick as they can. Seems like they managed to get it.
Yeah, oh yeah, we have the magic last decimal of rope there. It's just
That forever fusing rope.
Mm-hmm.
Acme's House of Rope Fuses. We're just cartoonized long enough to just end your turn.
Exactly until the coyote grabs it.
And pulls
All
up the
right.
help sign because he just realized it's about to blow up in his face.
That's right. This is a classic Control Warrior combo weapons project, Harrison Jones. Give
Ooh, Fran
yourself a weapon.
Flunky.
Oh, yeah.
Or Shaggy.
Yeah. This place is scary.
Like, we gotta get out of here, man. Like, zoinks. I gotta get another heroic innkeeper. I don't know. Do you go for that, or do you go belligerent gnome? Or do you go unpowered steambot and then just hope you can get something mechanical?
Yeah, these are not the most spicy options. Because the snip snap is already come and gone. So the opportunity to leverage a really wide board. We are going to see the heroic innkeeper, and warrior is ahead on board right now. So if they can,
without a doubt.
Yeah, so if they can find a turn, maybe they draw an Eternium Rover or something like that, where they can really get this heroic innkeeper going. Because it does, with the exception of Starfall and Oasis Surger, a lot of Druid's pressure takes like a turn to get going, right? Like King Feoris, unless you happen to get something with Rush or Charge, is a big board that then sits there for a turn. Like this Cenarius is going to be, this is huge, right? 9 mana for a 4/4, a 4/4, and a 5/8 is amazing, but none of it deals with your board immediately. So Amsterdam has a chance to leverage those shield blocks you were talking about, dig a little deeper, and see if they can find the sort of answers that they want to stay ahead on board and maybe get some value later on out of this heroic innkeeper.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. Like, honestly, I just don't feel like Druid's going to be able to catch up. This race has been so far gone, in like they are saving a lot of health, but a lot of what they're trying to do is develop board, clear board, and get something done. But like, there's so much rush, and also just very tall minions that they just can't really address it right away. So now, here's your question: as a druid, when does it feel impossible? Because pretty much, warrior has so much taunts. That's like one of druid's biggest weaknesses, because it's like it has Oasis Surger to address taunts right away, and then once it's gone, you have to expend your spells that you'd rather do to face and very little to no minions, because you can value trades things. But they haven't been able to develop the board at all either.
Yeah, that Feoris kind of came and went with not a ton of fanfare over the course of. Warrior hasn't had to use either Brawl. Warrior hasn't had to use either Warpath, and they haven't had to use their Plague of Wrath. Yeah, Warrior hasn't even hit their like premium control tools yet in the form of Dr. Boom, like you were talking about. And then
how many cards do they have left? They have like 10 cards still, and they're still in the double digits.
Both Brawls, both Warpaths, and Dr. Boom bottom 10.
Do they have Dr. Boom as well, like the legendary?
They do not. They're not playing any.
Well, no, you're right. Yeah. What am I even thinking about? There's the Brawl.
All right, the first Brawl finally coming into hand. So they have the ability to sort of emergency ripcord one big Druid board, but like you were saying, Druid is running out of ways to generate boards, right? Like Druid has like a second Oasis Surger, and then whatever they get off Zephyrus the Great. Oh, that's a good card. It's amazing when it has Rush, but it's still good when it's a 4-mana Yeti deal 10.
It is kind of bodied like a Yeti, isn't it?
Yeah. And actually, there are some matchups where it seems to be, okay, we're going to go ahead and see the Plague of Wrath spent. Amsterdam is very well aware that all of their premium removal is at the bottom of their deck. They can go ahead and commit the 5 mana, clear the board, and say, all right, Oslo, what you got next? Crystal Merchant is not a big hitter. Oasis Surge is a pretty big hitter.
Yeah, but Brawl.
Yeah, and this Omega Assembly off the top, I would imagine we're going to see that potentially first, unless they want to do some sort of Omega Devastator and Dynomatic turn. No, no, they still can.
Bulldozer. Yeah, Security Rover.
It's funny, those cards get a lot better once you get to activate Dr. Boom form. So all of a sudden it's like a 9 mana 9/7. What's the stat line on Bulldozer? 9/7 Divine Shield Rush. That's ridiculous. All right.
Also, it looks cool. I love the design of Bulldozer.
Yes, 100% agree. All right, Wrath for some damage and some card draw, but it's not even enough. It's going to leave it with 1 health. There's a Nourish, going to rip that immediately. All right, so here's where, so they can potentially find some gas off this Worthy Expedition if they find enough. Well, okay, I was going to say if they find something real big, like a Cenarius, something like that. Tending Torrent's not too bad. Just like a little baby Cenarius, and you get to do other stuff on the turn that you use it. Crystal Power actually just doesn't work very well with the quest complete because it deals 2 damage and it restores 5 health to the same thing. So all of a sudden it becomes 1 mana heal 3 after dealing 2. It's just kind of not all that inspiring.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't have much to contribute to this conversation, Bills. Like, one, I was dealing with technical difficulties. I do apologize. But also on 2, well, to be honest, I was actually assisting something. But on 2, also, this has literally been a cycle of just the board being cleared, Druid barely getting the board cleared, and then Warrior coming back and saying, "Oh yeah, I have this," and then like literally just, I don't know, just literally it's going to be very dangerous. Like Zephyrs now coming online, what on earth is going to help you here?
Yeah, it's going to offer Gorehowl, Tyrion, and Twist. Oh, it's actually going to offer Big Game Hunter, Twisting Nether, and Tyrion.
Well, I mean, there's the Bulldozer.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It sees the Bulldozer. But yeah, what do you take if you're Druid? I mean, Tyrion represents obviously a 6/6 with Taunt and Divine Shield, but also the Ashbringer is another 15 damage. But even with all of that, Warrior's sitting on 41 health.
Oh, they get another chance.
Oh, that's right. They get to floop a second one. So Zephyrus only sees 5 mana this time. Looks like we still see. There's the Big Game Hunter.
Wow, they get the best of both worlds.
Come on down, deals with that. But like you're saying, the Druid is getting real thin in terms of resources. This board needs to stay, and then this Tending Tauren needs to buff it all up.
Needs to eat a pizza. It's getting like really dangerous.
Just very anemic.
Yeah, now malnourished almost.
Yeah, and they played 2 Nourishes.
I know, right? Deal? It's crazy.
Blizzard, please add pizza to Nourish.
Well, they already have a pizza card back. Why not?
Yeah,
yeah.
Whereas
they have a hand there. It's like it's the perfect hand. It's like giving a gesture. It looks like a slice of pizza could be on there, like a good New York style pizza.
Oh yeah. Or for all of you Chicago deep dish fanatics out there, a slice of Chicago deep dish.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, you know, I like all pizza. Like deep dish, I hate it when people hate on deep dish. This deep dish is just so good because like it's a thick piece of pizza.
Right.
I think it's just people are weirded out because it's normally a square.
Oh yeah, it's like, madam, I'm not used to my pizza having corners.
Yeah, I prefer my triangular geometry. Thank you. I prefer acute angle pizzas.
These right angles are giving me vertigo.
Yeah, I know. It's like, now you can keep your 90 degrees. I got my obtuse.
Yeah.
Tyrion comes down, and what do you want to say? Do you want to say anything? Do you want this series is over?
I'm trying to see a way that they do have another Oasis Surger, but I mean, Amsterdam hasn't been pressured enough to have to use any of their premium removal spells. Dr. Boom is still in the deck, right? That he hasn't even we haven't even seen his final form yet.
I totally forgot Dr. Boom was in the deck.
Yeah, I mean, and this is one of the things that some folks in the community were talking about. It's like, we're not sure that Dr. Boom is necessarily even the problem with Control Warrior. What makes Control Warrior so good? They just have some of the best removal and board control tools in the business.
Spawn stuff out of nothing. Like, because even without Dr. Boom, you have the Omega Assembly. And then you also have, Frightened Flunky. And these are all exclusive Warrior class cards.
Yeah. How many cards are left in the deck, just out of curiosity, for Warrior?
I think it's like 5.
It's got to be thin.
4.
Bottom 4. Dr. Boom is bottom 4. And like you were saying, you probably 5 or 6 turns ago, what's Druid got left? Both Zephyrs have been played. They have an Ashbringer, but they're going to have to use it to kill a 2/1 that came out of nowhere.
Guess what? 2 more and still hasn't been played. Oh my gosh, that is just salt in the wounds.
This is brutal. Kids, don't
avert your eyes.
Yeah. This has shifted from PG-13 to R for violence. And Druid is drawing what, 3 or 4 fatigue now, 3 fatigue. There's still a Tomb Warden.
They have a hidden Oasis just to get 12, but at this point it's just like
Yeah, this 6/6 is gonna have to do something miraculous.
like fight two Tomb Wardens off. Oh my gosh, it is the bottom 2 now for the boom.
I think so.
I feel like if Boom was played now, we would have seen a concede.
Yeah, a Boom coming down would just be backbreaking at this point. I mean, at this point, you just have to decide: do I want an 8 mana 6/6, or do I want an 8 mana 2 3/6s? And Amsterdam still doesn't know. So this last card in Oslo's hand is a created by. So they don't know. They know it's a choose one card, but they don't know what choose one card it is. They just know that it was generated by Worthy Expedition. So right now they're weighing. They're trying to play around every single possible choose one card that's in the Druid, because they've shifted game plans from like they are winning. How do we not lose? So they're taking. I definitely don't fault them for taking their time to try to think about all the different possible scenarios that card could be. Now they know it's Tending Tauren.
Oh my God! It's the bottom
Card
of the
30.
deck. And there's the concede.
There is the concede. Wow, Control Warrior just showing up. I'm interested to see. I guess we're not going to see the other way matchup, but Amsterdam's Druid has Chef Nomi for this situation, right? Like instead of a board of random creatures, like the King Feoris board was cool. There was a lot of stuff in there, but it wasn't just 7 6/6s.
I don't think they were expecting to have Warrior queued up first. That's the big thing. But maybe potentially it's like you, I don't know, you just weren't expecting, and you were expecting maybe something aggressive first. But LHS doesn't kind of allow that kind of format of just like going aggressive first and then playing space in second. But alright, wow, Mulligan, just like forget about all this crap.
Not interested in any of these.
Yeah, but understandably so. We do see the Subject 9. We're going to see the Secret Hunter, now an actual proper Secret Hunter, come in. And they got the Subject 9. Things are looking really good for them. Like, this is a good mulligan for Oslo.
Yeah, they can. I'm sure they wouldn't mind to draw maybe one of their, because they're also playing singletons as well. So if they draw their Rat Trap for turn 2, I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem for them. But they see there's one of the payoff cards right there, Dino Tamer Bran. One of the reasons you play Highlander or Singleton Hunter, get your King Crush on turn 7 instead of on turn 9. And it comes with a 2/4. And you get Bran.
I just can't believe it's a card.
Right. This is an interesting inclusion.
7 mana, Summon King Crush.
7 mana King Crush, and you get a 2/4 on top of it, and it's just regular King Crush.
I'm not against the Houndmaster. It is a lot more defensive of a play that I think is warranted. But, I mean, if you're looking at developing the board very, very quickly with a lot of low mana minions, it's not too far-fetched to want to buff them.
Yeah, and you get the cheap ones off of Snake Trap in terms of beasts. You get the rat. The rat that comes off Rat Trap is a beast. The Animal Companion, of course, is a beast. All of your Unleash the Hounds that you get off of the card, the single copy, Hyena Alpha.
Yeah.
It was definitely not a card that I was thinking about Highlander Hunter.
I don't think I would play it, but I don't think it's a bad idea. That's my take. But I think also on top of this is a really bad matchup because board clear. Straight up. You already have Super Collider, Warpath coming very, very soon. Shield Slam is pretty good. The armor's building up very quickly. You don't really have any way of depleting that armor right now as the Hunter, and they played Snipe. Okay.
Yeah, this will actually allow them to clear this Omega Devastator. If it, I would assume that
Omega Devastator? Really?
Yeah, it's still good.
I guess, but like their backs are not against the wall.
And it's going to set off this Snipe. I would assume that Amsterdam was well aware that the Snipe was a possibility there. So they played a creature. Well, it was the only creature they could play as well. But they decided to play this instead of shield blocking to draw, just to go ahead, because there are quite a few secret cards that if you allow them to keep a secret in play, Hyena Alpha, Masked Contender, Secret Keeper, all these cards that synergize with secrets, that it can be to your advantage to clear them quickly.
Yeah.
If you are afforded the opportunity and it doesn't, obviously sabotage your board position or anything like that. Here it is, Houndmaster. It's going to hit this Shimmerfly. Full value Houndmaster on turn 4 with the coin.
Super Collider will clean that up, though.
Oh, yeah.
They get a spell. I mean, honestly, they still have a good curve with the Subject 9 coming on.
Yeah, and this is going to be a huge Subject 9. This is going to
they get with the Shimmerfly? I'm trying to find out. They got Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire.
Okay.
That is the best Subject 9. They actually milled their own Masked Contender, which actually isn't a big deal because all of the secrets are out of their deck now.
Could be worse, yeah.
Yeah, they drew all 5 of their remaining secrets.
I think it's if you have a secret on the field, then you can play a random secret.
Is it? Oh, it doesn't play.
I think it's a discover.
The mask? No, I think it siphons it out of your deck, right? If you have a secret in play, it's
you know what? You're probably right, and
secret.
I'm just stupid. I haven't seen it used a lot, so I don't really remember actually. But I thought it was that. Yeah, you're right.
And so obviously you don't want to burn. It's still a 3-mana 2/4, but that's all it is in this particular circumstance.
Yeah, you're right.
So as the warrior,
how's it going?
Yeah, they're just they don't want to leave Houndmaster Shaw on the board.
Shield block, shield slam.
Yeah. They can shield block, shield slam, and then just use one of their Super Collider charges if they want.
Or just use the mech, or I guess they just want to get that damage to face, get some information.
Oh, that's right.
You know what? Actually, they could just legit hero power shield slam. They don't even need to waste a charge.
Yeah, very true. And they sequenced this in such a way that if it was pressure plate, they still got their face damage in. So they successfully checked for a bunch of secrets with that particular order of operations, which is excellent. One of the most difficult things that I find playing against secrets is what's the best order for me to check for the different secrets in. I get that wrong all the time. Like, oh, I accidentally pressure plated my own dude. Darn. All right, 3-mana Summon Huffer works every time. They have a Huffer working as intended. And I've now also has to decide, do they want to try to start chipping away at that armor total like you were talking about? It's been ramping up just over the course of the game.
More so.
Or do they clear this thing?
More so for the shield slam. I don't think they're too worried about it. But yeah, they're gonna go start. I mean, it's not a bad option to chip away armor. But yeah, I think this is fine. Celiax coming off the top is pretty big. Armadillo is gonna come off though. There's no way to address the Armadillo. I think it's more so about not that the hunter has answer. It's not about the warrior having answers for the hunter. It's the vice versa. I think honestly. I think right now, Oslo Knights is just barely taking the lead, losing it, but then coming back to it, and it's just at some point, I think this is great now that they have Zul'jin. It's going to be really helpful, and I'm just hoping that they. I don't know if they're running. I don't know what it's called, but it's the twin spell that allows you to summon a 5/5 with rush or 6/6.
Oh yes, Unleash the Beast.
Unleash the Beast. Yeah, I don't know if they're running that, but I think it would be really nice if they could play that as soon as they could. I think they might be searching it for it now because they want to have it in the pool for Ziliac.
Oh, that was the fastest deadly shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the uncontested Armadillo is you can't let them
can't sleep on it.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It's already been devastating, right? It hit 2 targets, so it's already +6/+6 from just one trigger, if you count both bodies of Tomb Warden and the Ziliacs. Some more secrets coming down. I believe that was a Rat Trap coming down. Gonna go ahead and come into play. And it's like, I see your Rat Trap, and I will play 10-16 worth of stats and pass the turn. They actually picked up a misdirection off their Hunter's pack. So that's actually going to mean that if they are able to get all these traps triggered, Zul'jin is going to deploy a full Christmas tree of secrets after it is played.
That's a really nice analogy.
Yeah, they're all right. All the secrets are there, so now they have to decide what order they want to sequence these attacks in. They're going to go ahead and freezing trap the Tomb Warden back to their hand.
Get more Tomb Wardens.
And this will also set off the explosive trap.
Not that big of a deal.
And this will also set off... So if they attack with this Tomb Warden, it'll set off the misdirection.
Watch it just go back to face.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't even do anything.
Yeah, because I think they know that one of these secrets came off of the Hunter's pack. And so they don't know... I think the only secret... This will be the misdirection. And right into their own face. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Tomb Warden is also just so good against snipe, because even if it gets sniped, the other half of... Oh, wait, actually, how does that interact? Does it come out as damaged? Like, does it take the snipe damage and then the duplicate comes out? Or does the duplicate come out and then the original one gets snipe damage?
Original gets snipe damage.
Okay, so the second one doesn't come out as an injured Tomb Warden?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. I actually don't think I've ever seen that interaction before.
I've seen it once, like, back in Serenite.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, the first Serenite would die, but the second one would live.
Oh,
Because
okay.
basically the battle cry would go off first, and then the secret would go off.
Gotcha. Gladiator's Longbow, the weapon that came
Oh
off
my
of...
gosh!
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Alright, well, here's the question. Do you save it for... Do you use it on Tomb Wardens and start just punching these faces? Because you saw pretty much a lot of the secrets already used. You know that Subject 9 was played earlier, so you know there's not really many secrets left. Or do you save it for the Ziliax and just start building back up that health? Because you're at 19. It's pretty low for the warrior, actually. So do you do it?
Yeah, I'm tempted to attack with one of these Tomb Wardens, see if there's any other secret shenanigans going on, and then... So the problem is, if you play all 3 copies of Snip Snap, you're going to trigger the Rat Trap. So they have to decide if they're ready to deal with that 6/6 Doom Rat, or if they want to only play 2 copies of Snip Snap and Hero Power, or something like that. Looks like they're going to go ahead and play directly into this Rat by dropping the Restless Mummy, which will actually single-handedly kill the Doom Rat all on its own. And they get to push all 10 damage to the face.
And then you got Danger Noodles.
Yes, the Danger Noodles. Thank you for this ramen. Oh god, it's snakes.
Why is it has to be snakes?
Yeah, why does it?
Zul'jin?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it'll heal you for 5, and it'll play
You got
out
a
all...
deadly shot in the pool?
Oh, that's right. That deadly shot is going to take... I guess it'll take 2 power. It'll take a net 3 power off the board. You'll still be able to attack with your Gladiator's Longbow. It'll also generate more value because it has a Hunter's Pack loaded into it. So you'll get another secret, another creature, another beast specifically, and another weapon.
Really would have been nice to have the Unleash the Beasts.
Yeah.
But
Although I'm looking at the list and I don't...
Is it not
see
there?
it. I don't see it in
Am
the
I
list
crazy?
that they gave us. That seems crazy, though. It's such a good card. Unleash the Beast is so good.
I feel like you do that with the Zul'jin just because you want more rush, you want more board clear, value trades, but...
Yeah.
I guess... I don't know, I don't want to be prejudiced.
Interesting.
All
We're
right.
actually going to go ahead and see... Okay, they're going to load their Unleash the Hounds into the Zul'jin before they commit everything.
I like this idea.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There are furious cards being thrown right now.
Throwing hands.
Yeah, catch these hands.
Or paws, I suppose.
catch these bear paws.
Right to
Mechanical bear
arms.
paws.
Yeah. Right to mechanical bear hands.
All right. So you've cleared out all the secrets. This is a chance to, magnetize the Ziliax onto something if you want. You can actually magnetize it onto...
Wait, hold on. Think about this, though. Still deadly shots in the pool. Do you gamble with that? Because that's a lot of your healing.
Yeah, it's tough to say. Maybe you put the Ziliax on one of these little robots, so you sort of spread your threats out, and you'll get to keep one of your 1/1s if you magnetize Ziliax.
If you want to
onto
go
a
that
1/1.
aggressive, yeah.
And then you still get to take the one. You could also not magnetize Ziliax if you wanted to use your face to do the last point of damage to this Ursatron. Looks like they're going to go ahead and heal for 6, clear the Ursatron. Now they have to decide if they want to push all this damage face, all this damage, of course, being only 6, or if they want to respect these 2 little 1/1s. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it.
Isn't Ursatron and Snip Snap the only mechs that can magnetize with it? Not even Ursatron, because Ursatron doesn't have magnetize.
Yeah, so I guess... Oh, and they saw that also didn't draw a mech off the Ursatron effect. So I think they can safely say that there's no mechs in the hand for Oslo.
Ooh, actually.
Okay.
I honestly think the Zul'jin is just basically the momentum builder. I think you play Zul'jin because then if you get a wide enough board, Warpath is obviously in the hand, but like without caster vision, I would go Zul'jin just to develop the board and get Zephyrus to Bloodlust.
Yeah, that'll give you the 2, depending on when the deadly shot goes off. Like if a deadly shot hits this Tomb Warden and then unleash the beast or unleash the hounds.
Depends on the cycle of basically, because it is randomized how it goes about.
Right. Zephyrus could give you Mass Dispel, is a consideration, and that would take a lot of the strength. Yep, we're gonna go with Zul'jin. I don't disagree with Zul'jin. He's so good.
All right.
Deadly shot's gonna take at least 6.
Get the coin. So they can play Rapid Fire, I guess.
Hey.
Or Lynx.
All right. So all the full... Oh, that's right. Tracking's in the pool. So we're going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay.
I'll take that.
Rapid Fire.
Gets another Rapid Fire because of the Rapid Fire.
That's right. A lot of these secrets, unfortunately for Oslo, Amsterdam is able to see which secrets did not
That's a pretty big deadly shot.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And the Hunter's Pack, what did it get? It got Alpha Hyena, it got a Misdirection, and the
what
weapon.
Is that? Oh, the Desert Spear.
The Desert Spear that summons a Locust.
Yeah. Huh.
So they don't really have ways of developing the board in any way, but I think there's enough that... Wait, hold on. Wait.
Although that Hyena Alpha is big.
Wait. Hyena's Alpha big. Getting King Crush is big. You could... Wait, is there a way where you could, like, win with like King Crush Zephyrus?
Oh my gosh, if you play King Crush and then you play Zephyrus, they'll give you Wind Fury.
Yeah, and that's a terrible Omega assembly. Mechanical Wormling, it's like that's fine, but like that's about it. Cuz you don't need the Alarmobot and you certainly don't need the Exploding dude.
The Explodinator. Yeah, that Alarmobot is a big miss on the
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to set off most of the secrets, but Amsterdam is just they're going to have to face down this activated Hyena Alpha. And it's a generated Hyena Alpha, so there's still another one in Oslo's deck.
There's also Rat Trap, so that does give them an R6/6 if they want to play that. They got to remember it though. So let's see. They played 1 card. Hero Power Pass turn. Now, okay. Balls in your court, Oslo. What do you do?
Yeah, it's go time. They can either develop the they're actually going to go ahead and Volpera Scoundrel for a kill command or
I think they were trying to figure out there was something that they could do where it would give them like an extra minion, like Animal Companion or something like that, but they're just going to go ahead and take the secrets because they feel that's more optimal.
Oh, and Freezing Trap deals with this mechanical hatchling just
all right, develop the board. Yeah, leave it as a 2/2. Warpath is going to be a big answer to this, though. They get Frightened Flunky, so they might debate on holding on to the Warpath just to make sure it's the last answer. Because it's getting slim on the side of Oslo again, and it's like you only have to worry about so many decks. So it could just be like, we'll just deal with the minions. And
they have... How they decide to attack here is going to be... It's going to impact how many times they have to cast Warpath if they decide to. They're going to set off this Freezing Trap with the hatchling here.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the Freezing Trap, so they can't even attack. So really the only way they could activate this is Warpath, but if they play Warpath, they can develop back the board easily because of Rat Trap.
Yeah, that's right. Warpath will set off Rat Trap. So they have to decide, do they want to risk their...
Snakes.
Oh my gosh, that's right. It's full of snakes. It's always snakes.
This will set off the Freezing Trap.
All right. So they need to
Choose
warpath
warpath.
4 times if they, and that's gonna set off the rat trap.
Okay, so they do the Wrap Trap, and then how do they get more of the board back? I guess just King Crush Zephyrs, and that would just bring back the board altogether for them. And they roped!
Did they get the last?
Yeah,
Did
they
they
did.
get the Frightened Flunky out? Okay.
Yeah,
Did
I
they
guess
get to
they did.
select something?
Okay, but they're not going to be able to play it. There's too much mana. Okay, so Zephyrs, King Crush.
So let's see, King Crush.
And they can go face because of Prime. Yeah.
So is this Savage Roar? Will Savage Roar do it?
Oh, they can't play because they use Hero Power.
They're gonna set Warrior to 9 and pass the turn.
That's not what they needed. I think they actually need to go weapons projects like Harrison, because they don't have really anything left. They can play a taunt, but that taunt is going to be dead, because they can play the Rhino, and then go Zephyrs, and then like Bloodlust, be able to trade into something. Yeah, they got a weapons project, Harrison Jones, and see if they can find like, I don't know, dude, just like get some armor on, just try to stay alive. This is actually, Amsterdam's got like their foot in the back.
Yeah, they need like a Frost Nova right now. They need some cheap way, because the Harrison Jones Weapons Project is a fantastic way to draw a bunch of cards. They're just gonna be stuck with only 3 mana left, and the kind of opportunities that will afford them. There might also be a possibility where they decide to play Weapons Project and Plague of Wrath. They are gonna eat 8. They're gonna just
No.
They're
gonna Weapons Project.
No, they did.
Yeah, you're right.
They face tanked the King Crush, played Plague of Wrath, and
All right. So they can legit weapon, get a Nerd Locust. Don't know what that will do for them, but that gets them a Nerd weapon. So they're gonna use Hero Power. Do you play the Charging Rhino and then Zephyrs?
they're gonna go ahead and grab
Fireball.
Tyrion. Oh yeah, they'll grab Fireball. Fireball wins the game. Yeah, so they don't need to overthink it. They can just go ahead and smoothly transition.
Wow, 1 for 1. Well done to Oslo.
Dang, that was a cool game. And Highlander Hunter, man, it's got a lot of versatility. And if Control Warrior misses, they didn't find any of their brawls, for example. They ended up having to warpath a board that was really only like 2 cards, and then they generated a rat for their opponent. It makes all of their removal options so awkward to try to use. It's like they tried to save it, right? They attacked with their mechanical whelp.
Yeah.
And it got frozen. It's like, well, if that attack had gone through, then they could have only warpathed twice. It wouldn't have set off the rat trap. It's totally different.
Yeah.
But the freezing trap so it was Volpera Scoundrel into Secret Plan into freezing trap. Cut all that off. And so we have to warpath. If they have a rat trap, we're setting it off. And they did. Dino Tamer ran off that huge tracking from Zul'jin. It's too much damage. They just got ran over.
Yeah.
Eventually. They got ran over eventually.
Slowly but surely. It's like a steamroller. You know it's coming, you're scared, you're screaming, but it's movie time, so it's basically you just die anyways, because even though the steamroller's super slow and you can get out of the way, you're just like there screaming.
Yeah, you're like stuck in a hallway that is steamroller sized.
And there's it's steamroller sized, and they just lay down the cement for the cement floor, whatever. Yeah. And, even though you can get out of wet cement easily, you're somehow stuck, and it's just
you just get tired. Well, you've been running for so long, and the steamroller never stops.
Exactly.
It just all right. Quest Druid is going to be the choice.
Speaking of steamroller,
yeah,
this is gonna be very interesting, because either Oslo will over aggressively develop the board, and then they will just get board cleared, or they will be smart and they will have to waste a lot of resources on the side of Druid, and they will just pretty much have no way of answering a lot of stuff. They just need to just win this race of getting the quests finished as quick as they can. Mark of the Loa, I like this a lot. I think that is probably the most efficient thing, because you get a bunch of big raptors Rar?
Yeah, yes, a rar.
Yes. Rar. It means go face.
And it just synergizes so well with four. Especially four cost is such a good thing to pick up as the quest druid, because so many of your things cost 6, right? With your hidden oasis, nourish, even playing stuff alongside like Starfall and Oasis Surger can be kind of awkward. So just having something that costs less than 5 can allow you to respond to a board with a little bit more versatility. Work in. But this is a start from the Highlander Hunter. This is the power of Hyena Alpha. If you get to play a secret on curve into Hyena Alpha on curve, that's a 4 mana 7/7, which has been pretty good for the history over the course of Hearthstone's history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite true. However, Mark of the Loa now, that's going to be a pretty good option to address this board as well in some way. But yeah, this board is going to be developed. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I think they'll be okay now, especially now that they have the quest online. Oasis Surger is going to get a lot of value.
Oh, yeah. And if they, Oasis Surger, going to be able to clean up a lot. These traps.
Oh!
Well, yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I guess they're trying to decide if they want to commit the Starfall this early, but there's not really seeing the downside. You get to play the Starfall, clear out all but one creature, and you still get to play the Anubis Half Defender for 0. So you get to clear their board and develop your own board simultaneously. It's just good.
Yeah, just great. Love it. Snip Snap to go wider on the board again. I don't think you stack these. Or I guess you do. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested in
Make a tall
stacked
minion, I suppose.
Yeah, I know against Warrior, the conventional wisdom is, like, if you're playing a full Snip Snap, you do 1/4/6 and 1/2/3, but I'm not really sure what the conventional wisdom on Druid is. Here's that Mark of the Loa you were talking about, and it would also allow Mark of the Loa and Wrath of the Wild, or Power of the Wild, sorry, to make those 4/3 Raptors. Can I interest you in some 4/3 Raptors with an additional Panther on the side?
You say?
Mm-hmm. A rar.
Oh, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. I tell you what. How about I up the deal, up the ante?
Okay.
What if I give you 2 5/5s with Rush? And
okay, yeah,
you
that
can
seems
also
really good.
trade, and then next turn you just develop the board and you produce big enough threats that the Druid is pretty much safe to go.
Yeah,
and then all you have is a bunch of 1/1s. The only thing that really will be able to overlap is the Ziliax.
Yeah, that's right. The Snip Snap being committed already. The only magnetic threat is Ziliax, which actually is in hand, which is just a good card. It's a very good card. We're actually going to go ahead and see the Mark of the Loa Wrath. Did they not attack?
Nope.
Did Amsterdam choose not to attack at all? Okay, they don't want to set off these secrets, I suppose. Magnetic threat level increase. This is the most magnetized Snip Snap. This is a Snip Snap with another Snip Snap attached to it, and then a Ziliax attached to that. This is a very...
There's a lot of weight on the Snip Snap. I think Snip Snaps are not that durable.
Right.
I think they're designed to break easily and then go into smaller things. Isn't Snip Snap kind of like a transformer? Like, the Autobots or the Decepticons that you have where it would combine smaller transformers into one big transformer?
Just a giant super transformer.
Yeah,
as long as you have the mana to fuse them together.
Yeah, I guess so.
So they're trying to decide what order to sequence all of these attacks in. They're going to go ahead and set off the Snake Trap.
They can get the kill onto the Snip Snap with the bees and then swipe.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to decide if they want to swipe first or second.
You swipe second because you want to get the 1/1s out of the way. I think their biggest concern was like the trap, and healing, but like in reality, like the rat trap is just you deal with the 6/6 when you deal with the 6/6.
Yeah, and actually, I guess the rat trap won't trigger. Actually, I guess when
it
the
will
swipe
after
goes,
the swipe. Yeah.
The board. Yeah. They've only played 2 cards this turn. They only played bees and swipe.
Oh, you're right. What was the other card that I was thinking of? I thought they summoned something.
Yeah, they just they played all their cards last turn, I guess. So now a clear board and a clear board. a lot of parity in the life total.
Yeah, but an Oasis Surger, just ready to go. Hidden Oasis as well is pretty nice. Get that heal and also get a 6/6 taunt. You're not really pressured to develop the board quite yet.
Yeah, and that
Only
that
2
12
cards
heal
in hand.
and playing 2 copies of Hidden Oasis is not necessarily always the case, but 24 healing, especially in matchups where the other guy has a button that is just deal 2 damage to you every turn, you can really stave that off if you have a net heal for 24 over the course of your game. They're definitely starting to feel the lack of nourishes, though. Amsterdam not able to find any of their card draw, with the exception of this Crystal Merchant, which we see hitting the board right now. This Crystal Manatide totem.
Zephyrs! Oh, with the Subject 9!
Oh. Gosh, how many secrets will Subject 9 draw? Obviously not this explosive trap.
Not enough to make Zephyrs not work, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
why are we not playing Zephyrs with the... Okay.
they're baiting the arrow. And they'll hold Zephyrs for later in the game, I suppose. But the Worthy Expedition going to look for a Nourish. Missed it. So now they got to decide between Power of the Wild or Mark of Nature. I guess it depends on what else they want to do this turn, because they can Oasis Surge or Power of the Wild if they'd like to make 2 6/6s with Rush, as well as the 4/3 Panther on the side.
Isn't it overkill?
It's
sounds like a good plan. I love it. I'm in.
No kill like overkill.
No kill. It quite literally. I think that should be like a Hearthstone shirt.
Yeah.
And just like with a really like stacked minion.
Just a line cracker with 2,000 attack.
Like a top or like a boar, like a topsy-turvy priest boar with like a 64.
All right, they're gonna go ahead and set off the rat trap, clear out this board, take firm control, and they're gonna continue drawing off their crystal merchant.
Zephyrs, what you got?
Yeah, this might be Zephyr's time.
Why? I still don't get why they didn't play with the Unleash the Hounds. I think it would have been nice to buff them. So Twisting Nether slows things down to 1 more turn, which allows Hidden Oasis to get full health for the Druid and a 6/6 with Taunt, but then that's roughly about it. And then the Ferocious Howl will also happen, giving some extra life. Tyrion could help, but there's not really... I don't think you want... I really don't agree with this, because when you get the weapon, yeah, you can trade, but you're in such a low health total that really trading with Face to the Point would be so terrible.
Yeah, and maybe they're trying to think if there's a way that they can shut this game out, but we see both Hidden Oases in hand. You were talking about the Ferocious Howl already increasing their armor as well as their life. They can heal all the way to 34 this turn if they'd like to. Or they can Wrath. They can just start Wrathing, looking for cards. And actually, if they Wrath Tyrion, it'll pop the first... So the 4 damage will hit the Divine Shield, unfortunate for them. But the 2 damage will actually get through, so they can actually just trade in their Panther if they want. They get to keep their 6/5 Surger. And they'll get another card draw, and they'll get closer to activating their... they're actually just going to go ahead and tempo at least the Enlightened? Okay, no, they changed their mind. They're considering the tempo at least... it doesn't have spell power. For some reason, I thought one of these cards had spell power. That's not how that works. None of these cards have spell power. That's on me. Tempo at least the Enlightened. Yeah. Gonna go ahead and come down, and...
Why not? You can't do... Oh! But there's not a
Okay.
lot in the pool. But there's a freezing trap.
Yeah, there's a bunch of secrets, and...
Get back 5 health, okay? I think we're alive. I think we're still fighting as Oslo.
I'm surprised they decided to attack first. Oh, they want the baited arrow to have the best chance.
Yeah, exactly. A snipe.
I was trying to think.
Pressure blade's pretty good. Get a boar? Yes, you can trade.
And they get their little dwag rat trap back on the board.
What did you get?
Tracking picks up a Sunreaver Spy. Okay, not super impactful.
They have secrets, so that actually does help them. I think it's...
Oh,
yeah, I think it's if you have secrets on the board, it activates.
oh my gosh, is this Zephyr's gonna grab?
Yeah,
flare?
if you control a secret, yeah.
If this Zephyr's picks up that flare, that's gonna be...
We're gonna report bullying.
Hilarious. Yeah. And I think so. They're trying to decide what order they want to do everything in. Obviously, the Nourish is very tempting. Go ahead and refill the hand. Zephyrus is very tempting because he's golden and super fun to play. Hidden Oasis heals for a bunch. They'll get you all the way up to 33 net health. You could do heal and Zephyrus this turn. Looks like they're gonna draw. It's tough to say. They're flipping through their cards. I don't know. Have you ever seen the people that go to the like physical paper card tournaments and they just flick their cards? They're just like.
That takes that takes a lot of the mint value away.
Yeah. The people who are just when they're in the tank, they're thinking about all the different potential lines of play. They could really hard on the old card protectors. That is for sure. All right. So they're probably also discussing the possibility of manipulating their mana so Zephyrus is more likely to give them the card that they want. And because you can sort of tell, there's ways you can tell Zephyrus what card you'd like by manipulating the board state in specific ways. And they are right now trying to decide what they would like Zephyrus to offer them. So they're going to go ahead and heal for 12. It looks like it's been the decision. And then Zephyrus will look at this board. Oh, their 6/6 gets pressure plated. Zephyrus will look at this board situation. Zephyrus can only see the board. It can only see like public information. So he can see how much mana you have, how much mana the other guy has, what their board looks like, what your board looks like, but he can't see into your hand and he can't see into the opponent's hand.
Yeah, and we're gonna report bullying.
Yeah. So
Okay,
this is gonna become a very big dinosaur.
We got life. We're fighting. Unfortunately, no secrets because of the flare. But we can fight. There's only the Oasis Surger, but the Nourishes are going to be super helpful, but it's... Let's see. Okay, you play that, you got 6 mana.
So yeah, you can Nourish twice, try to find your Anubisath defenders, stuff like that.
You could also try to find Starfall.
Starfall would be very
helpful. Lodi would be really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. There's the Starfall.
There's
so
the Lodi.
Okay. Wow,
and then the Sonars. All right, we're good. We're in business.
Yeah, Starfall leaves only a 4/1 on board.
I think you actually play the Lodi though, because you want to get rid of that 7/7. You can take 6 to the chin or 7 to the chin, along with 5. Actually 5/7 with another 7. That's 14. You're 4 alive. There's no it's open deck list, so there's no buffs from hand. It's not quest. It's not quest hunters, so it's not like there's going to be an extra 4 coming from somewhere.
They haven't seen Dino Tamer Bran yet. I'd imagine that's on their mind a little bit.
I like
They're going to go ahead and
play.
heal to 12 and taunt.
I agree with this.
And this allows them to Lodi Starfall next turn, which will clear the entire board all on her own. And they won't have to commit the Lodi's. They won't have to commit Lodi's life to the Endeavor.
Right.
Is that a main deck Desert Spear? It sure is. That's an unironically run main deck Desert Spear. Very cool. And so now Oslo has to decide how they want to try to deal with this. They're gonna land another brace of damage. What is that? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage, if I did my math right there. Setting them from 30 all the way down to 15.
Yeah.
Can I do math? Barely. It was touch and go there for a while.
Chef not be able to tell the Lodi just played here. You just play Lodi Starfall or Lodi Sway.
Yeah, I think Lodi Starfall.
Starfall would clear the board because of Lodi's spell buff.
Yep, and then they'll go ahead and take the poisonous Lodi and just finish off Houndmaster Shaw as well. They took a lot of damage doing it, but it looks like Amsterdam might be able to finally just stabilize this whole situation.
Oh, Hunchback, that could help. Let's see what it gets.
What? Okay, they need some diesel.
Another Desert Spear.
Look at that. So this is the battle cry. Pull out a creature and fight it, right?
From your opponent's hand.
And then the two of them fight. So that will that could pull out Cenarius or Nomi. That would be.
If they pull out Cenarius, that would be great. I think it's more valuable than Nomi because there's. I think at this point you're kind of racing to do more damage.
Yeah, how many cards are left in Amsterdam's deck? They haven't even used their second Nourish yet.
I think it's like quite literally 2. It's 3. I'm always 1
3.
off.
Or you're always right there. You're living in the future.
So close. So yes, exactly. I foresee you drawing a card and making it 2 decks.
Yeah, indeed.
Indeed. I see very fewer cards in your future.
Yeah, your deck will become thin over time.
You'll be malnourished.
Yeah. Nor should have pizza in it. Gosh, so
Look
now...
at those hands! Look at the hands of the nurse. It has pizza.
Could
Is that not hands reaching for a slice?
Wow, actually pulls out the floop. Oh, and is going to go ahead and concede.
Okay.
All right, so we've actually seen a very effective series of counter picks. Got the...
Quite so,
you know,
yes.
off the initial start, the Druid versus Warrior. Warrior won.
Yeah.
Counter-picked by Hunter. Counter-picked by Quest Druid.
Yeah.
And we've just seen... this is one of those things that can happen in Last Hero Standing in particular, is you got to find a way to win an unfavorable matchup at some point if you ever fall behind in the series. And so right now that falls to Oslo. They need to figure out a deck that can beat this Druid and then win again, right? Like whatever deck they pick. Yeah.
I mean, it has to be the priest now. That's the last thing they have.
Oh, that's right. Everything else has been eliminated.
It's Last Hero Standing. It's not Standard Conquest.
And so they have to... This priest has to beat the Quest Druid, and then it also has to beat Amsterdam's... What was it banned? Paladin. OTK Paladin.
Yes. Which is not impossible, as we saw last game. I don't know how the OTK will work versus the Combo Priest, because Combo Priest seems just so strong, and it has a lot more momentum than what we're looking at here, but...
Yeah, this is a very...
is not...
Well, and this is a much more zen priest. They're just going to hang back, heal, play gigantic taunts, resurrect them.
Can they live long enough for that?
That is the question. They have a little bit of time to get started because the Quest Druid isn't going to put on a ton of pressure until that quest is complete. But as soon as that quest completes, I mean, we've seen the tools, Oasis Surgers, the Hidden Oasis has a 6/6. Anything you get off of, if they're able to power draw, they get to their Nomi, their Zephyrus, and their at least the Enlightened, which allows them to play like 2 Nomis and 2 Zephyrus, stuff like that at the end of the game. I'll be interested to see how aggressively Amsterdam tries to... Tempo Vargoth. While I was looking at the deck lists, Tempo Vargoth came out.
I haven't seen Vargoth ever. I saw it for Token Druid, and that's it. And it's like gone.
And and it's interesting. Oh, okay. It actually works great with Power Word Shield. Although they might accidentally Power Word Shield the Crystal Merchant. But they're gonna go ahead and get their draw going.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Go ahead and leverage that priest hero power. Go ahead and start cranking away on that quest. Let's see where this Power Word goes.
Oh.
Whoops. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, not the end of the world though. It's not too big, not too bad, not too bad.
And so there's a draw though. They've got their... What's the name of that squid taunt guy? Convincing Infiltrator. They have the 5-mana Convincing Infiltrator come in for them. That came off their Power Word Shield draw.
Yeah.
And Druid has to decide if they want to start doing some sort of off-quest stuff.
They discovered a Lodi. Why not just use that and get rid of the whatever?
Yeah, they can't kill Vargoth because I think Lodi is only a 4/2 with Rush right now, right? Or
no, Lodi can be a poison.
Yeah. Oh, is it a poison stealth? I guess
yeah. That's one of the options. Yeah. It's not from their deck. It's like from a discover. I think it was from the Ambitious Expedition or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, the Worthy Expedition.
Expedition, yeah.
They're going to decide to hang out. Quest complete now for the Druid. And Convincing Infiltrator comes down. Gesundheit.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
And so now...
Once they start clearing that hand, that's going to be pretty good. It's really awkward and clunky. It's like all the resources in the world, but it's just so expensive. It's kind of the same story, but that's like kind of good for Oslo because then they can kind of like go, oh, you got to empty your hand a little bit first. Well, let's just take advantage and start getting this quest done and stuff.
Yeah, and they can start doing things. This Vargoth has persisted for quite a while, and so now Vargoth is going to be able to do stuff like double cast. If the game continues into the actual like later stages of the game, all of a sudden
Yeah.
Vargoth is double casting your mass resurrection. That's the dream. But in the interim, Amsterdam has to figure out how to get through this convincing infiltrator and decide which one is a higher priority. Because this Starfall would kill Vargoth if they decided to go that route and play the big star on
I
Vargoth.
don't know how helpful Vargoth is actually.
It's not super helpful yet. It's just when it starts double casting that mass resurrection that it starts getting really silly. Because all of a sudden 6 people are coming back every turn. Psycho Pomp is going to go ahead and bring on back that convincing infiltrator.
And it's got reborn too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lord. Oasis Surger can't even deal with that.
No, they have to start making some real tough decisions now. They can
Oh my
load and
gosh.
swipe,
This
stuff
is-
like that. but
This
it's
is
not good enough.
this is so difficult. You don't want like 2 of the same cards all the time. It's nice once in a while, but goodness gracious, both swipes and both in Oasises. You know, in a world where you think that would be really good, but then that means the nurse doesn't really have anything else to draw into that would be really good. Maybe the Starfall, the Wrath, but that's about it.
And their hand is so full that they
Yeah,
just,
their hand is so full, and Lodi has so many options, but now Lodi's not going to really find that value. Oasis Surgers could trade into it, but once you trade into one of the Oasis Surgers, one of them are going to be dead by the 3-1, the other one's going to be dead by the Death Rattle, and technically that work will be all for naught because it's going to come back as a reborn.
and the death rattle is going to it's going to trigger twice. So the death rattle is going to come back with taunt and death rattle again.
Yep.
Clear your board again. And so yeah, exactly like you foretold, because you live in the future. But
Hi,
can
I'm back.
confirm.
Things are okay.
All right, the water bear comes down and it's going to heal this convincing infiltrator all the way back up to 2/6, massively advance the quest. And Druid needs to find some way
It
through.
needs another Oasis Surgers. That's literally would be nice, but they need to drop the Lodi, and they're like, they want to use it so badly on the Vargas.
Yeah, because now next turn is turn 8. Vargoth still doesn't get the super duper mass resurrection value, but I mean, Vargoth is one of those threats that just feels so bad to keep alive, right? It's not it's not okay for it to stay on your opponent's board.
Wow, what a tongue twister this has been for Oslo, or like Oslo has presented to Amsterdam.
Yeah, double swipe Vargoth. Is this real life? Is this what we have to do?
Is this just fantasy?
Yeah, they can Lodi swipe to
Caught
kill the
in
water
a
bear.
land swipe, no escape from reality. Open your eyes. You just use both swipes and see. I haven't reached turn 10.
Turn 10.
I need no Zephyrs. See? I don't know. All right.
And- So what does that bring them to their quest now? They have a lot of progress.
Yeah, they have a lot of progress. I think they're in double digits now. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
11-15.
11.
Yeah, this is great.
And they're gonna start getting so.
Yeah, and I was like, this is exactly what I was thinking, Bills. This is exactly like, I was so worried that they were gonna. Oh, then the Oasis Search were coming so late. I was expecting once this hand was getting clunky, that this would be a good time for like everything to be slow. That the priest was gonna catch up really quickly, and this is already starting to become exponentially bad.
Yeah, and the druid, so much of the druid's force comes from its ability to make unnaturally large boards unnaturally quickly. But these convincing infiltrators, psychopomps, all these reborn taunt minions, they're just making it very difficult to get anything to stay on the board. And once this quest is complete, all of a sudden it's 2 mana +3/+3 on any creature that's on the board, and all of Priest's minions are super sticky.
Oh, the Ziliax! Wait, they can hero power Ziliax and they're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, that's right. Ziliac. Actually, they don't have any damage on their face.
No, they don't need it to be on their face.
Well, but the Ziliax only heals their face, right? Or do they only need 2 to complete the quest?
Oh wait, you're right. What am I talking about? Never mind. I'm dumb.
Well,
I got really excited. I thought it was like 50. They need 4.
Okay, and I mean, it's indicative of how this game is going that Druid hasn't been able to do any damage to Oslo's hero portrait, right? Like,
Oh, they're
okay,
done. Never mind, it was
this
two.
completes
All
the
right.
obelisk.
I'm done. I'm dumb.
Well, this has been an exciting game so far.
It has.
Which we're gonna go ahead and see the penance come down.
Board clear.
And this hero power is so nasty for board versus board situations because it heals it for 3 and then gives it +3/+3 for 2 mana.
Yeah.
Every turn.
Why, hello there. How are you doing? I have big stuff now. How are you?
Well, I'm a druid and I have an amazing poker hand with a bunch of 2 pairs.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, and it's not. I had to commit both swipes already. The Lodi's already gone. I would assume we're going to see Oasis Surger this turn.
Maybe.
But, I mean, Oasis Surger. It's funny, they like Druid needs to draw, but they just have no room. Like you were saying, their hand is so just
And their deck is still
full of
big,
stuff.
so the Nami's not going to come online for a very long time.
Yeah, Nami,
I think it's a race to Nami now.
Yeah, they need their Nami. They need their Elise so they can multiple Nami. They need their, Zephyrus.
Well, they have the flute.
Yeah, if they can duplicate a couple of those really big late game threats through Floop and Elise, maybe they can find enough just force to get through. But we see a gigantic, just resolute board clear in Oslo's hand in the form of that Plague of Death. They're playing 2 copies of Plague of Death, and that's just a blanket clear the board no matter what, super twisting nether card.
Oh no.
Oh my. Okay, well this is a 5/10 Amit, and Shadow Word Death is going to deal with the Oasis Surger. Even if this Anubisath Defender deals its 3 damage to Amit, it's then just going to get healed for 3 and then get another +3/+3. They've seen both swipes already. The Oasis Surgers, I want to say both Oasis Surgers have been played already as well. It's just Amsterdam is relegated to being on the back foot so far.
We call that a yikes in the industry.
Yeah, that's an industry term.
Yeah.
Ferocious Howl's going to heal for a lot and, cycle itself.
Man.
Elise is live, so that means their Zephyrs is live also. Right there, speak of the devil. And are they able to clear Amit? They are.
Yeah, but that's a lot of resources.
Yeah, but they do successfully get Priest off the board for a turn. I mean, we can see plenty of creatures in there. Oh my gosh, Katarina Muerte, what?
Okay. Hi,
gosh.
how you doing? You want your hand? Do you want your hand back?
And just your board to come back forever and always.
Yeah.
Katarina Muerte is going to go ahead and casually become a, I want to say 9/11. And brings back Convincing Infiltrator. Savage.
Oh no. Zephyr's
All right,
great.
Zephyrus.
Zephyrus is like, don't worry, I got you, fam. And then they're
Yep.
just going to floop it because the first Zephyrus is going to be useless. That's kind of like the code with Druid. You have to have the first Zephyrus be useless to make the second one work.
Yeah, I wonder what Zephyrus is going to make of this board state. Maybe a Mass Dispel. Maybe a... I'll probably offer... Gosh. Trying to think of what all 3 offers will be. Yeah, I mean Tyrion. It almost feels like it has to give you Tyrion if you have 8 mana remaining. Maybe a Mass Dispel, maybe a I don't know, Blizzard or something. I mean,
Blizzard wouldn't help.
No, it's just free. It would save you 11 damage, and then you would take that 11 damage next turn. But instead of 11, it would be 14. It's just
Yep.
brutal. So they
Zephyr gets you the ideal card, not the stall card.
So we'll see. Okay, they're going to go ahead and Hidden Oasis themselves. Playing around the Death Rattle, random effects as much as they can. And that little Panther was a real... Or no, what was that thing that just got hit by the Death Rattle?
Stuff.
I forgot. I can't mouse over. That's Anyway, it was a big team player. Big team player right now. Really showing up for the The Anubisath Defender, the Death Rattle, though. Oh, the bee. That bee took a big one for the team. Don't worry, guys. I got this. Put me in, coach.
It's my time to shine.
This is Bee's time to shine. And this Katarina, this Muerte, Catalina Muerte is just
Again!
gigantic. Yeah, oh my gosh. Convincing. So I guess there's so many convincing infiltrators in the pool now that it's just likely that the whatever the rip
Yeah,
will
they
be,
played both.
and it got psychopumped, and then it died again, and it was reborn, and it died again. And now it's died again.
Yep.
All
Talk
right.
about your board clears.
Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
So I think we just saw the call out from Malfurion saying that there's only 1 or 2 cards left in deck. So we know that one of those is Chef Nomi, for sure. And the other one...
Chef Nomi is not in there. It's in the hand already. Look at the far left.
Oh, it's on the far left. Never mind. Good to see you, Nomi. I knew you were there the whole time.
He's just minding his own business, cooking up some stuff.
Just definitely not setting stuff on fire.
Yeah, totally not overcooking. I'm qualified chef.
What order do you play these cards in?
One card left in the deck.
Okay. Cenarius comes down. We're going to go ahead and see...
Big deck.
Yeah, going to try to deal with all the
board.
stuff, but Katarina is just going to bring back something else. Cenarius bites the dust. There's Lodi. Lodi's the 30th card.
Oh, they sped up the fatigue. Oh, the mass dispel. Would you like to go 12 to face? Or maybe, dare I say it, 15?
That is, I mean, 40 health is a lot, but 15 is a big bite. That is. And she brings back... Convincing Infiltrator.
All right, hey, like we were trying to think of something else. Like, oh, what's
I guess it could be a Vargoth.
Could be
the water
convincing.
there.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just convincing.
It's Convincing Infiltrator.
Yeah, okay.
They finally drew.
You know, that is like the definition of that name. It is always like, hey, you want me to let me back into the res pool? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Gosh, he's so convincing. I love this guy.
Gosh.
This guy's definitely not an infiltrator.
Yeah, right.
All right. We're going to go ahead and see
Oh,
it.
Lodi, saving the day.
Yeah. This will deal with Katarina Muerte, but now this Mass Resurrection has the chance of hitting both
Katarina
Vargoth
Muerte.
and Katarina.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if this so the dream is right, this Mass Resurrection hits Vargoth, and then Vargoth's Mass Resurrection hits Katarina. Or you can just go ahead and make a 5-17.
Make
Lodi's
literally
come and gone.
Nami's like not even worth it.
Yeah, so I guess Elise comes down to duplicate the hand. That'll add an extra Nomi and an extra Zephyrus, and an extra Floop.
Yeah.
Which you could then
actually,
if you wanted to, you could spend the Floop to duplicate again.
Scared they didn't play the Mass Resurrection Pool. I think that might have been a misplay. I don't like saying the word misplay, but I think that might have been really good to start developing the board again. You saw the other Lodi happen. The only odds of another Lodi happening is the Floop. You know the Floop is in hand, but you know the Mass Resurrection's going to have at least a taunt, so your Katarina Muerte is going to be fine?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this Mass Resurrection turns out, because there's a chance, it's a slim one, but there's a chance that they kind of miss. They get like the Tomb Wraith, and then both Sandhoof Water Bearers or something like that. Bone Wraith. Bone Wraith is the one. The 4-mana 2/5.
I don't know, but I think you go for that gamble. Because what else you got?
I mean, they're going to go ahead. Okay, so here we go. Shadow or Death, of course, every time. And 2 to face. Let's see it. Let's mass res. Let's do it.
Oh.
Two convincing infiltrators and a Bone Wraith.
More convincing than Katamina Huerte, I guess.
And there's still also so many other resurrection. There's obviously another Mass Resurrection. We see a Psychopomp in the deck. There's a lot of golden glowy stuff going on in Amsterdam's hand. What with the 2 Nomis, the extra Zephyrs, the extra Nomi or Zephyrs. And actually, wait, why are there... Oh, that's right, because there's 2 Floops now. So they get to decide if they want to do a bunch of Zephyrs or a bunch of Nomis. I mean, there's a lot going on for Priest. Obviously, we see both big unstoppable board clears in hand, as well as a Mass Hysteria. But Amsterdam's going to throw some big boards at them, and they're going to have to make sure they don't accidentally, let the third Nomi kill them or something silly. Although I don't even know if that's possible, because they'll play if whatever Amsterdam does, Oslo has an answer. They'll either Plague of Death if they need to clear the entire board. They will Psychopomp if they are able to maintain parity in any form. Here comes the first Nomi. Is something burning?
Nope.
No, Nomi, you're doing fantastic.
You're doing a great job, buddy. Please don't kill us.
Mass Hysteria.
Oh, yeah.
All the Nomis are going to rattle into each other.
Actually, it's guaranteed board clear because at least the Death Rattle will get the last one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And then we also get to Psychopomp, and that 2-1 comes back.
I was
So there's
honestly
another
expecting
Wraith.
Faceless Infiltrator, or like convincing Infiltrator to come into play. They got a lot of Novis. There's not really a lot of answers to this.
Yeah, they also kind of need to heal because they're starting their fatigue draws are starting to get a little dicey there. And here comes the Nomi. Okay, for a second there, I thought Nomi didn't activate. I was like, what?
Mass Resurrect Pool again. So,
Yikes.
do we go for Catamino Muerte? There's a lot of taunts. You can buy some time, but do you just go for the Mass Hysteria again?
Yeah, they have the Mass Hysteria and both Plagues of Death.
Oslo has all the information in the world. They just don't know how to use it.
And they just need to make sure that they put it out in an order that gives them the best chance to outlast. This is it, right? Amsterdam is playing out the fuel gauge is not just on E. The peg is like the needle's resting on the peg. They are out of gas. This third and fourth Nomis need to really do a lot of work if Amsterdam's going to get out of this game. Sandhoof Water Bear is going to go ahead and heal themselves for 5, putting them to 30. 5 fatigue damage on the draw.
I don't know if
Nomi.
they can win off. I don't know if Priest can win off of fatigue though.
So I would assume that Amsterdam is considering another Nomi Hidden Oasis combo that'll heal them all the way back up to 30 again, and of course generate another Nami.
Oasis?
The Nom-Oasis, if you will. The Floop Oasis. The Floop Nom-Oasis.
Floopinum Oasis?
Yeah. They're trying to figure out if there's a way that they can present a board that they can then Zephyrus into, game-winning damage, whether it's through a silence to get through a bunch of taunts or
What is the Plague
Bloodlust.
of Doom do?
Plague of Death silences every creature on the board and then destroys the board. It is the most decisive board clear in the game.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about that. I was like, hang on a minute. There's an answer.
Yeah, pretty much no matter what Amsterdam does, Oslo's going to have a button to push to deal with it. It's like, this is a great chance to Plague of Death. If they'd like to, here it comes. Gone. All right. Oasis Nomi or just Floop Nomi? They have decided... They're trying to, so their next fatigue draw hits them for 7, I think. So they're just going to go full Nomi. And Plague of Death again. I wouldn't be surprised because it worked really well last time.
Yeah, they know that there's no other chance. All
so
the
now
food is gone!
There's no more. It's all sand now. This will give them, I assume, Tyrion, as well as Gore Howl, and then... I don't know, healing. Oh, Guardian. Oh, it's all healing. Oh, yeah, because they'll die to fatigue. Interesting. Huh. I mean, they're the Guardian of Kings, I guess.
To look cool?
Oh, no, they're just going to super heal. They're going to turbo heal. So they can actually do both. They're gonna heal. Oh, they're gonna concede. That was the, yep.
Ultimate healing, conceding.
Ultimate, yep, sets the other guy, and the other person gets to stay at 30. So this is it. It all comes down to Priest versus OTK Paladin. Control Priest versus OTK Paladin.
I'm falling asleep. No, I'm joking.
There's going to be...
It's gonna be
I actually...
That was
I don't know.
long game.
That was a grinder. I was amazed at how much value Druid was able to generate over the course of the end of that game, and how much it just didn't matter. Priest was just like, mass hysteria, plague of death.
Well, they were very lucky with those mass hysterias that it just kind of like, if they didn't have those convincing infiltrators to have the death rattle off, they probably might have won, just because they were able to punch enough damage to face. But who knows? I don't know. You have the plague of death, and it's like a. Here we go. It's a race to finish the quest. Who can beat up the face more? Is it going to be the Shirvala, or is it going to be literally hero power?
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see Amsterdam just not attack, because any attacking they do, to your point, just helps Oslo finish
That
their
makes
quest.
a lot of sense.
So we'll probably see, for example, this little novice engineer probably not going to attack. Crystal Smith Kangor, it's going out. Oh, it did. No, okay. Thought about it, reeled it back in. Yeah, you can just pass the turn. You don't need to chip that one damage. You don't need to give them any quest progress.
Yep.
Just
I like your line of thinking, Bills. Just muck about.
Okay, gonna go ahead and rip this draw 2. Oh, a cheaper Holy Wrath. Gosh.
Okay.
We're gonna see. I wonder if we're gonna see some really bizarre stuff, like Acolyte of Pain, and then
I'm thinking we're seeing a whole lot of nothing for quite a few turns.
Yeah, but we might see something zany, like the Acolyte of Pain and then Pyromancer spells, so that to really accelerate the draw, and then Oslo healing Amsterdam's creatures so they can make quest progress. Like, that would be insane.
I have no words.
It's just like, who's on whose team? Like, what's happening?
On what? What's on?
Is this one of those co-op tavern brawls?
Am I in the Dalran heist? What?
Exactly. Okay, there's something that Paladin needs to respond to. The High Priest Ahmed is still just a high threat level card. It doesn't have there's not the same payoffs in this deck. You know, there's no Divine Spirit, there's no Inner Fire, there's no Topsy Turvy. But a 2/7 that makes all your taunts bigger is still
next turn they can equality Pyromancer.
Yeah, they might decide to go ahead and commit that.
So
I wonder if they will.
They might just pass turn.
Yeah, this turn. I'm trying to decide if they want to commit. I would assume they're trying to decide if they want to commit this Acolyte of Pain, because it's just a 5-mana 1/3, and they would like to get 3 draws off it. But I think they're trying to decide. It's like, well, will Amit? If Ahmed attacks into it, then that's 2 draws. Okay, they're just going to go ahead and throw it on the board, though. And Convincing Infiltrator. Where have you been? We're on turn 5. This game's already been going for a while.
Sorry, I had to run and grab some milk.
Oh, for sure. Well, I assume that's also what the Convincing Infiltrator was doing. He's just running. It's like, oh, I'm here, right on time.
Yeah.
Turn 5.
Yeah. Do you need me for anything? No, we don't. There's literally nothing happening on the board right now. Oh, okay. Do you need me to clear anything? No, just stay in hand and be on standby.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing great, Convincing Infiltrator.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I wonder why they did it in that order.
I'm kind of curious. Okay, so literally, no, did you summon that? What do you get? I felt like you wanted to run the Bone Mare so that way you could at least get some damage on the board, rush it, clear some more, and then on top of that also, you can start healing next turn for a lot.
And they hurt their Convincing Infiltrator by attacking first and then playing the Infiltrator. It comes out as a 2/6 instead of a 2/7. I wonder...
Maybe they don't want the extra health?
Yeah.
Why would they not want the extra health, though?
Trying to think of why. I guess maybe they want to be able to activate the Death Rattle more easily.
I suppose, but Equality Pyromancer?
Yeah, and so now Amsterdam's trying to decide if they want to Pyromancer and then do a bunch of other spells, or if they want to, like you were saying, Equality Pyromancer. Looks like they're actually just going to Equality Trade. That'll do it too.
They can't, though.
And they're going to just trade off that guy and go ahead and make Ahmed a 2/1. I guess they figure that making Ahmed not a threat, because there's none of those. The only like health reinforcement stuff going on in the priest deck is the completed quest hero power and then 2 copies of Power Word Shield. So there's not they're not going to get punished, and this actually just makes all of Priest's creatures smaller, doesn't it? Because everything's going to come back with 1 health. Wow, that's clever. That's a cool way to sort of abuse Amit, because now the strongest Amit can ever be before the quest completes is 5, a 2/5, and that's if both Power Word Shields come up. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before, and that is a cool strat. I am a fan.
I'm weirded out by it, but I can see the merit.
Yeah, all of these. And that also just makes it so difficult to heal for Oslo. You know, this Bone Wraith is going to come down as a 2/1. And I'm surprised by that. Oh, no, because it's a 2/1. It's not injured. Oh, my gosh. This keeps... Amsterdam. Amsterdam, you're getting me real excited.
Okay.
This is so cool to watch.
Bills, walk through me and the audience. What's getting you so hyped?
Yeah, so I was wondering why they decided to use the Elven Archer on the 2/1 Convincing Infiltrator. The Convincing Infiltrate, because I was like, oh, now they'll be able to heal it because it's a injured 2/1. But Amit still activates, so its maximum health is still 1. So they're preventing Oslo from doing any quest stuff by just basically never allowing any creatures to be injured. They're opting to clear the board now.
That makes sense. Yes, of course. So that way the quest doesn't progress in any way.
Yeah. How many ticks do they even have on their quest right now?
Not even 1.
Yeah, maybe just not 0.
Not
Full
even 1.
Goose egg, not even 1. Wow. This is of course huge. Catarina Muerte brought back the Amit. So
yes, but equality. Well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Equality Pyromancer.
They can. I think they're out of equalities, but they do have the Shrink Ray, which comes out.
No, they have an equality on the far left.
That's a Pyromancer, right?
Yeah, but look a little more to the right of the Pyromancer. There's
that is an equality. Oh, yeah. They're playing 2 copies of equality. Oh, I thought they were only playing 1. Touche.
No. But even then, they could even hold on to the equality and use the Shrink Ray.
Yeah, for sure.
If they wanted to distribute their resources a little more evenly.
I wonder what they'll decide to do. I just want to see Amsterdam play this deck now. This is it's only turn 8. I've already learned so much. And all right, they're gonna just go ahead and power up their draws here. That is ultimately right. Ultimately, all they want to do is play their combo and win the game. Everything else is kind of noise or survival.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and see the Thalnos come down. True Silver comes up, but doesn't get swung. I guess again, just making sure that healing is minimized, because Catarina Muerte and Amit are each only going to get injured for 1. So if they want to maximize their quest progression, they have to heal their own face for 2. Catarina Muerte is going to go off again, but like you were saying, they have an equality in their hand and a Shrink Ray in their hand and a Pyromancer on standby. And Amsterdam just wants to draw as fast as possible without dying. Just as fast as possible without dying and without letting Oslo really generate any value off that quest. So what if you're Oslo? Obviously, I've been talking a lot about Amsterdam. What do you do if you're Oslo?
Well, there's not much to do for Oslo. There's I think honestly, you let your things get killed and then you use Mass Resurrection. It honestly feels like turn 9 is when things will start happening. But I mean, Mass Dispel will happen just so they can start developing something, which is going to be pretty cool. Shirvala comes off the top. That's not what Amsterdam wants to see. They wanted to like use the prismatic to make it cheaper. It's not the end of the world, though, I think.
Yeah, and actually having Shirvala in hand means they can't. Actually, they have Shirvala, both Holy Wraths, and Baleful Banker. So even though it looks like they have a fistful of cards, 5 of them are unplayable
And
until the end of the game, because they're going to need to double Holy Wrath to win, because at this point, I think Amsterdam is pretty aware that their ability to get through chip damage is pretty low. there's going to be just taunt after taunt after taunt. Catarina Muerte is going to keep on resurrecting stuff until they decide to clear the board.
I have no
And then
words.
they're saying Mass Resurrection is already there, so they can't play their Baleful. They need the full double combo, so they can't play their Baleful Bankers, their Holy Wraths, or their Shirvala until they're able to set up the double combo. So Shirvala needs to get pushed all the way to 0 mana, and they have to draw every card in their deck, and their hand is always going to be sort of capped by 5 because they're just 5 cards they just can't play.
I guess they use Mass Resurrection now just to keep the Katamine aware day, but they do have a lot of ways of board clearing, so I think they might just keep up with the threats. Not much going on here. They have 2 Mass Resurrections, technically, so they could bait out. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. They have to heal the opponent phase just to keep the progress of the quest.
And they're stuck with that 1/1 Ahmet again. So even the Mass Resurrection gets a little less tasty when they're all going to come back as 1/1s, or they're all going to come back as X1s. And they're just Amsterdam keeps putting also in this position where they are perpetually vulnerable to Pyromancer and a single spell, or just Consecrate. Yeah, even Vargoth is going to come out as a 2/1. It's just brutal. This is the weirdest, just like series of circumstances. And Amsterdam is just happily drawing. They're sitting at 26. They're fine. They're only taking 4 damage a turn. They don't have to worry. They can just draw until Oslo is able to generate some kind of genuine threat somehow. But as long as this Ahmed is on board and it only has 1 health, Amsterdam gets a free board clear whenever they want. A Consecrate will always clear the board, Reborn notwithstanding, as long as this Ahmed remains on the field. Do they have 10 cards in hand? 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, they do. They can't Prismatic Lens. they have too many cards in hand.
I'm at a loss for words here.
I guess they can time out. They can just play a timeout so that they can still play their Prismatic Lens. Although that still puts them all the way up to 10. They still have to play something else. They're in this weird position where they don't want to play any of their cards, but they want to keep drawing. You don't want to put your Pyromancer on the field because that's just a okay. Subdue. Just going to go ahead and go down, make this a 1/1. Open disrespect. And they're invincible this turn. Okay, they're going to penance their own Ahmet, and this activates their Mass Resurrection again. Oh, okay. Oslo's back in business.
Are they? I don't know. I feel like there's so little options to heal, and this quest, I think, is not even into the double digits now. This is such a one other side of the story of this. So it's like
6.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to go up to 8 if they want to use the hero power, but that's roughly about it. I think at this point, Shirvala will be fast enough. Like, they almost have everything ready. They do have the Baleful Banker ready. They have the Shirvala almost ready to go as well.
Yeah, Shirvala's all the way down to 0 already.
They have a cheaper Holy Wrath. They have both Holy Wraths, actually. You know what?
They're ready to combo. They just need to draw the rest of their deck. How many cards do they have left in deck at this point?
I think it's like maybe
looks pretty thin.
Looks 10.
Is that a 2?
This
so
time,
they are
not even close.
just well, they've been drawing so aggressively.
Yeah.
And all of this board presence that Oslo doesn't have. But even if Oslo did have a bunch of board presence, basically wouldn't matter because all this damage is going straight over the top, directly into the face. And this Mass Resurrection is finally going to be playable for Oslo.
I want to see more Quest versus OTK decks. This is so interesting how people have been like, this is a really just like good, interesting way to read how people value things. And they go like, this won't produce me any value. This will like, they use the timeout. They're like, okay, they're not going to produce enough threats for us to die. So let's just use the timeout now to empty out the hand.
Yeah, and Amsterdam just won. Amsterdam just won the game.
Flash of Light's going to empty the deck.
Yeah, Flash of Light draws the last card. Timeout makes them invincible. And then next turn, they just do the combo and win the game. Amsterdam, as long as like the power doesn't go out, or as long as they don't forget how to do the combo.
If the power goes out, it actually doesn't matter because they can just log back, and then they'll be fine. Because there's the new feature where like at least one player stays, then they're fine.
So yeah, Amsterdam has won this game. And there is nothing that Oslo can do about it except watch the fireworks.
I think they're doing.
Wait, do they win right now? Oh, they can do it right now because they have that discounted Holy Wrath.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, they can't. Because they have to do Baleful Banker again.
Oh, that's right. But they're gonna draw Shirvallah with this Holy Wrath. Okay, come on, Amsterdam. You can do. Yeah, there you go. you got this. Don't even worry. This draws Shirvallah. They can do the combo again next turn. Amsterdam has, unless Oslo has a wild Reno Jackson that heals them all the way to 30, Oslo has no way out of this game. They have to make themselves invincible somehow. That's the only way, and there's no way that they can. There have to be some sort of crazy generates a spell. Yeah, they're gonna scoop it up. They know that they're dead.
Good game.
Wow, that was a game. I'm now just a fan of Amsterdam. That's it. They've made a lifelong fan. I'm ready. I'm ready to get a tattoo right across my sternum.
Oh wow,
Just like
big old totem on the sleeve.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the full sleeve totem. Other arm, full sleeve totem.
Nice.
Chest, giant totem.
Giant totem, just all the same.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, good job to Amsterdam. I mean, that was amazing. Thank you to Oslo Nice as well for putting on a good show.
Yes.
I have no words. That was just a good series. It was very long and arduous, and it really does show how those players put things in perspective of like what they valued the most out of that series. So good job. I mean, that was good. Andy, any final thoughts, Bills, before we close this out?
I mean, a big thank you also to the earlier series, the Brussels Brawlers and the Stockholm Silverhands. Always appreciate folks playing on stream. I love watching Hearthstone, talking about it with you, Bemmy. Bemmy, thank you for putting this whole thing on and having me on. This has been a spectacular experience. And you got
great.
All of my tattoos now. You just inspired all of the tattoos I'm about to get.
Literally the same one in every single place. That would be such a weird thing to go to a tattoo parlor and just go like, could you put the same thing on every part of my body?
Yeah, I want a full. Maybe I can get one totem that is my entire body.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this is like the totem arm,
like the wings,
the totem wing, and then like totem wing,
and you got like the horns on the back of your head, and you shave it off, and just like
shave my head, of course, maybe a mohawk, and then the totem face on my face.
Oh, so every time you smile, there's a frown.
Yeah, I guess I'm just perpetually a frowning totem for the rest of.
Okay.
Also, a big thank you to Matcherino.
Yeah, thank you to Matcherino, 24-Hour Fitness, and GameStop. If you want to go ! Donate, you can go and check out the sponsors and see what they do. But that is it from us. We've finished the show. Next week, we'll be back with more House Rivalries Nations Division Round 2, Week 2, going on over here. And with that being said, you can go ahead and check out Bills. Follow them on Twitter. They're amazing people. We have a lot more announcements coming on the way. And also be sure to follow the Twitter at House Rivalries for also schedules, future events. Follow the channel. We're going to be... I think we almost reached Twitch affiliate. So I think the moment we reach Twitch affiliate, we'll be releasing some emotes. And if you want to subscribe, we'd be so thankful for you just to support this channel and all the events that we'll be producing, from Hearthstone to Auto Chess to Splatoon. And we'll be also producing a big project very, very soon that I'm excited to announce very, very soon. That I'll look forward to it. May have some of your favorite faces coming in. And until then, see you next time.
Have a great weekend.
Heart.
Heart.